Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, great Biafrans, wherever you are. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE 2, coming to you from the platform of Radio Biafra London, under the leadership of one and only Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only incorruptible leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. He's the director of Radio Biafra and her television, and he's the commander of the armies of Biafra, and he's the greatest man living on this planet Earth. And this broadcast is coming to you from me, a servant of the Most High, a servant of the indigenous people of Biafra, and a proud disciple of our leader in the person of NWACHINEKE. Once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, great Biafrans, friends of Biafrans. Even the enemies of Biafrans, you're highly welcome. As you know, one thing is for us to press on. Continue to press on for the disintegration of this British abominable contraption called Zoological Republic of Nigeria, and for the restoration of the kingdom of God here on earth. Brother, sister, this is our duty, this is our mission, that is our target. Nothing added, nothing is removed. We must press on and we must march the zoo head on. Never you think of anybody coming to help you. First of all, believe in yourself. Believe that you are going to crush the zoo. A help can come from anywhere, even from place you did not even expect. That is one thing with life, and that is how Elohim works. But when you put all your hope, all your trust in somebody to come and help you, you will be disappointed. Then the grace that is available for you to walk will become a waste. And know that grace is not always at all time. There is a moment of it, it will come and it will go. There are moments of grace, there are hours of grace, there are years of grace. That is why when you see yourself sometime in life, there are some years you will just see, you discover that you are so prosperous, things were moving, at a certain time nothing is working, not that something is against you or whatever. It's a grace, it has come for you to be able to use it at that moment for tomorrow that is coming. Just like the dream of Joseph and Pharaoh in Egypt. It was the grace upon Joseph. He was able to interpret that dream and utilize it with the wisdom. The first 7 years came, it was the years of bountiful. The next 7 years was the years of famine. And what they were able to utilize to keep was what saved them. That is how things work. Dear brother, dear sister, that you and I will utilize this grace now that is available. We will march the zoo head on. Nigeria is dying. Nigeria is crumbling day and night. Nothing is working in Nigeria. And the most funniest part of it is that the zoo is dying by itself. The zoo will be thinking with their ISWAP, the Bokos, the bandits, the herdsmen, whatever baptismal name they give to them, thinking that is just to maim the Christians, to bring in jihadists, to kill the Igbos, but not knowing that they themselves are dying. I always use Lagos. I didn't grow up in Lagos, but once in a while I do go for business. Lagos is a very beautiful island, very good, a lot of things there. But the people that owns Lagos never enjoy Lagos. Compare Lagos with a city in Europe. Compare Lagos with a city in Asia. Compare Lagos with a city in America that is as rich as, you see how people enjoy, move about their things. But in Lagos, you will stuck somewhere for hours because they will just say, let's leave the seaport there, let's leave the airport there, everything is stuck there. They themselves are not enjoying it. This is how you, before you know it, you will be suffocated. At a certain time, you will be the one that will take your key and your password and give to your enemy. Say, enemy, please open this my phone. This is my password. Open it. Call my wife or call my husband or call my friend or call my son that I have accident somewhere here. But initially, you were the one who was cooking that thing that will suffocate you, that will pressure, pull you down. that will make you to lose hope and lose interest in everything you are trying to acquire, to hold it by yourself in order for you to prove that you are trying to frustrate somebody. Those things will come upon you like a full force, and you won't be able to understand what you are doing. At a certain time, you just give up. This is what is happening in the zoo. Nobody is enjoying it, even those who looted the money. This time now, we will be pushing it by the grace of God. Politicians will be scared of their life. Even this their useless campaign, they are trying. You may be doing it. It's not somebody from somewhere will just take gun, blow your head off, because you cook what is happening. You cook what is happening, and it's coming. Brothers, there is no peace in Nigeria, and there will never be peace. Nigeria is going down. So brothers and sisters, HAUSA-SERVICE, under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just press on. But I'm telling you this morning to press on. Keep on pressing that button. Hit it off. Don't be distracted. Distraction will come. It's normal. It's normal. Even when it comes internally, even when your comrade is being bought, just as some of us, a lot of people, some are gullible, some has already been bought off. Dictate it and sweep it away and move on, because all these things must happen. Ahmadike has predicted it long ago. Ahmadike predicted it long ago. You clean it up and you move on. You clean it up and you move on, because we're almost there. The Zoological Republic of Nigeria itself will destroy itself. Write it down. And it's going to happen. The Zoological Republic is destroying itself by itself. There is no any remedy. They tried this way, it's not working. They tried the other way, it's not working. In Sokoto State, the state of the Hausa people that the Ottoman Danfodio stole from them, killed their Serikin Yunfa and take away, and today is Emirates, where presently now Sultan of Sokoto is staying. Some local government, about 14 local government now in Sokoto State, they have shut it down in terms of communications. Nothing is working because of banditry. Who brought in banditry? Sultan of Sokoto, Sanusi, Nnamdi Sanusi, Kwankwaso them, Atiku Abubakar them, Babangida. They are the one who brought this banditry. They brought it for political interest and whatever. But as at now, we are not talking of Zamfara that they claim that we are bombing the other week. We are now talking about Sokoto Caliphate. Sokoto, where the Sultan of Sokoto is dwelling. Out of 23 or 24 or 27 local government, I don't know, about 14 local government within the southern part of Sokoto is being shut down. Nothing is working because of banditry. Who are the banditry? Are they demon? Are the banditries demon? They are human beings, the same Fulanis. The same Fulanis. This one now are the foreign Fulanis. No more the local Fulanis that might have been living there for 50 or 100 or 200 years. This one are the imported Fulanis. Because when you look at them, they don't speak the language we speak, and we don't understand what they're saying. Brothers, this is to tell you that that is what is happening, and that is how the Zoological Republic will come to an end. Keep on pressing the button. We must hit them hard. This time is harder. This time is harder. Don't relent. It pains me when I see a warrior like you listening, and you just go down and you are listening to gossip. It pains me, brother. No matter who is throwing the gossip, whether it's a big man or small man, and you, a powerful warrior, an e-warrior, and you are paying attention to that, oh my God, it pains me. I say, look at this guy. They are just trying to buy him off. Continue to hit them. If you forget about the distractions the enemy send into your camp and keep on hitting them, then you take your left hand to remove that thing inside your camp and throw it away. The enemy will become so afraid of you. Do you know why? Because he knows that in his mind, in the mind of the enemy believe that this thing I'm throwing is all and all that will destabilize you. But unfortunately for the enemy, he now discovered that this thing can't, you are hitting him hard. He has no option. He has no bullet again. Nothing. It's just to distract you, because by your distraction, you are divided. Your morale is down. You have channeled your energy, your attention to something that is irrelevant. Then he will strike. And when he strikes you, he will hit you on the head and you go down. But when you use your right hand and be moving with your sword, then take the left hand to remove the mosquitoes and the ant and whatever they throw into your camp. You throw it away as if nothing is happening. Then this enemy become more afraid of you. And in a twinkle of an eye, you discover that you have crushed the enemy, even without firing bullet. Because what the enemy don't want is somebody that is focused, somebody that is consistent, somebody that never relents or retreats. They don't like such people. Devil don't like it. If you are a prayer warrior, if you are in the prayer group and all those things, you see that devil don't like you praying. If you understand the area I'm going. They don't like those kind of things. They want you, maybe you won't. That is how the enemy works. We will continue to remind you, my dear brother, so that you are a warrior. Don't look back. We must press on. Very, very important. Continue to press on. And on that note, I'll ask you to bow down your head. Let us ask for more grace upon our life as we continue to press on. Dear righteous King of glory, ancient of ancient, Jehovah Nissi, immortal Redeemer, you alone is God. Beside it, there is no any other God. We worship you. We adore thee. We glorify your name. Daddy, we bless your holy name day and night, O Lord. Father, we roll on the floor. We worship you because you alone is God. We give you praise. Blessed be your holy name. We lift your name high above every other name. Chukwu okike abiyama ekekere ụwa niile. You are the beginning. You are the end. We worship you. We adore thee. Take glory, Almighty God. Take glory, Jehovah Nissi. Be thou exalted, Abba Father, to the glory of your name. My Lord and my God, Abba Father, Jehovah, we have come before thee at this moment. We continue to pray, Abba Father, Jehovah, that indeed you will strengthen our leader. You will be with him. Heavenly Father, Lord God Jehovah, more grace upon his life. Abba Father, every plans of the enemy in any area the wicked is coming, Abba Father, against his life, against his mind, against his belief. Father, let that mighty angel that is in charge by its flaming sword wave away every evil that the enemy is sending to him, spiritually, physically. Father, we stand to counter every demonic sacrifice they are doing in their witchcraft coven, at Sokoto, in Kanu, wherever they are cutting ram, wherever they are cutting cow, under the sun, under the moon, whatever they are enchanting against us, bringing problem, whatever, Jehovah Nissi, we counter it by the word that is powerful, the word that is active, the word that is alive, the word that is sharper than double-edged sword, the word that cut between soul and spirit and between bones and marrow. We counter every demonic sacrifice the caliphate are doing, the one Nigerians are doing, the evil Igbo politicians are doing against disintegration of the Zoological Republic. Father, we counter it by your word. Nothing is powerful than your word, O Lord. We counter it, O Lord, over our leader, over Biafra restoration. Jehovah Nissi, the same prayer I am making over ESN. Every counter motion they are sending on the air against our people, against ESN, Jehovah Nissi, direct or indirectly, Father, I counter it by your word. Your word is sharper, your word is active, your word is life, your word is spirit, your word is truth. I counter it this morning. Whatever the enemy is doing over ESN, Father, I counter it by your word. Your word is powerful. I challenge them by your word, Jehovah Nissi. Nothing can withstand the presence of God. Nothing can withstand your word, O Lord. But Father, the same way I'm speaking over IPOB all over the world, any challenge, an Ipob, a Biafran who support what we are doing, working assiduously for the restoration of Biafra nation, Jehovah Nissi, by the power in your word, any challenge, I counter it, O Lord. This word that is sharper than double-edged sword, let it fight for that child. Let it fight for that man, that woman. Let it fight for you, to the glory of his name. Immortal Redeemer, Abba Father, my Lord and my God, the same word I'm speaking into the land, Jehovah Ninsi. Every power causing problem in the land of Biafra, man or woman, human being, spirit, Father, we challenge them by the power in your word that is sharper than double-edged sword, your word that cuts between soul and spirit. In other words, your word can kill anything. My Lord and my God, your word that is the sword of the spirit, let it fight every power, every forces in Biafra land, to the glory of your name. That you remember that at the end, every glory, honor, adoration, and adulation will be ascribed unto thee, to the glory of your name. Thank you, blessed Lord. Thank you, Jehovah Jireh. Thank you, Chukwu Okikabiama. Thank you, my Lord and my God. That it is I pray this moment, and believe that thou hast answered me as I make this prayer in the beautiful name of your beloved Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Great Biafrans, we have come, and it's going to be a very quick one, but we have one or two things we need to look into. Just as I was saying, Zoological Republic will destroy itself. There is a news, Nigerian Army alarm over mass recruitment by ISWAP. If you go to Yobe State, Borno, where we are spending zoological money gotten from Biafran crude oil, go there now. Boko Haram, the military are the one reporting now, after 25 soldiers, as we discussed yesterday, has been burned. The military are raising alarm. The number of recruitment that the ISWAP, the Bokos, the bandits, the herdsmen, whatever baptismal name given to them, the way they are recruiting local people there, that is the next attack, brother. The next attack will be Abuja, because this kind of recruitment they are doing that made the Nigerian military to alert. Understand what I'm saying? That make the Nigerian military to talk about it. Listen, it is not just to fight in Borno State, in Meduguri, or in Yobe State. This place are desert. It's a useless land. Or to go and fight, do banditry in Sokoto, in Zamfara. I am telling you, this is a preparation for Abuja. Because the same thing that happened in Kabul will happen in Abuja. Kabul is the capital of Afghanistan. The same way they took it, that is what will happen. The recruitment that made Nigerian army to alert is what I want you to know. The news said the Nigerian army alarm over mass recruitment by the ISWAP, by the Bokos. Any name you call them, they are the same thing. Either ISWAP, Bokos, bandits, herdsmen, all these people are, even call them Buhari, all of them are the same thing. All of them are the same thing. So the security men, the Nigerian army is raising alarm over it. It's for you to prepare for the main event. The main event is coming. And when such main event will come, I don't think that they will be targeting going to Meduguri. Meduguri, they have come chopped everywhere. The whole out of a 27 local government, as we had, about 23 or thereabout is under Bokos. Bokos enter and go. It's only 4 that you say that Professor Babagana Zulum is holding. Other ones are under Bokos. They go, they buy food, they return back to their camp. So what's the need? So I am telling you that this preparation that they are doing now, recruitment, giving people money, buying their mind, giving them bags of rice, because people are hungry. Just like politicians will be doing in every place. They will take one packet of Indomie. If Anuba that is as fat as balloon will be taking Indomie and be throwing to cow, throwing to goat, throwing to chicken, and they will be following him. And his cameraman will be recording him, clapping for him. Then he'll send to Abuja that he has crowd because he's giving Indomie. Because poor people, wherever you push them, they will go. They will go. So this recruitment now, I am telling you, AK-47 is nothing to the bandits or the Boko or the SWAP. They will just give you AK-47, loaded you with bullets, ask you to be shooting. Numbers matters. Numbers matters. You may have 1 battalion of soldiers, but with the troop they will send, even 10-year child, it has AK. So definitely what I'm trying to make out in this is a preparation for Abuja. As we have been hearing it all this while, as if things are silent. It is not me that made it. The news said Nigerian army alerts or alarm over mass recruitment by the ISWAP in the state where the useless Inspector General of Police, Al-Kali, Baba Usman Al-Kali, who said they should deal with us decisively. After all, if they bring petition, it is in Tebo. This thing is happening in his village in Gedam. Boko Buhari boys has bought every underage child and their mother even, give them food so that mother will release you. This is preparation for main event. That is number one. We don't have time. We need to cut it short. Let's take another news. Maybe the headlines. Let's take another news. Listen to this one. Why Buhari government will not name sponsors of Boko Haram now by a Minister of Information. No, Minister of Injustice. The Minister of Injustice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, a criminal to be a Minister of Justice. Abubakar Malami is a criminal. The reason why he let him give me account, he is a civil servant. How much is your salary every month? Calculate it for the number of years you have worked. Even the number of years you will work is more than what this man owns. You know that he's a criminal, he's a thief. Abubakar Malami is telling us the reason why the federal government will not release the name of Boko Haram sponsors. They caught in Dubai, right? They caught them in Dubai, investigate, and send the name to the country so that they can start prosecution for these people. But they are hiding it. Let's take some sentence there. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, Abubakar Malami, on Wednesday gave the reason why President Muhammadu Buhari's government has not published the name of Boko Haram sponsor. There are reasons. Listen to the reason of a criminal called Abubakar Malami. He said the Buhari government took decision so as not to endanger investigation. You see the reason a criminal is given in order to endanger which investigation? Which investigation will you do? The one they have done already. Gather people's account and how money is being transferred at UAE. And maybe the name of Abubakar Malami is there. Their names are there. What they send is their name. I'm telling you the gospel truth. I'm telling you the gospel truth. What they send are their names. Short and simple. Let's continue. The AGF said, while addressing journalists in New York, United States, according to a statement by his spokesman, Umar Gwandu, on Wednesday, Malami was reacting to the public criticism that has trailed the failure of government to name the sponsor of terrorism in the country. The United Arab Emirates recently listed the name of a 38-person sponsored of terrorism, including 6 zoologians, 6 Nigerian people. The statement read, "This is not ripe for holistic disclosure so as not to preempt the investigation process. The prime object remains the attainment of peace and security of our dear nation. As far as terrorism funding and financing is concerned, we have succeeded in identifying those that are allegedly responsible for funding same, and we are blocking the leakage associated with funding while embarking on aggressive investigation that is indeed impacting positively in terms of the fight against terrorism. The truth of the matter is that investigation is ongoing and advancing. For the purpose of investigation, I would not like to be preemptive in terms of making disclosure that will have the effect of undermining the success we are recording. He noted that COVID-19 pandemic and the recent strike embargo upon by the Judicial Staff Union Nigeria, JUSN, SUN affected the prosecution of alleged sponsor. That, you know, COVID-19 is an excuse for everything. He's using COVID-19 to slowing the investigation. Listen, zoologians, listen, everybody. I want to put this to understanding to you. Are you telling me now that, let's say, the name, for example, I just want to give an example. Let's say the name, out of 38, they say 6 zoologians are there. Let's say the name that is there now are Igbo names, or IPOB name, or let's say our leader's name. You understand the area I'm going? Are you telling me that Abubakar Malami, this Fulani criminal, the minister of injustice of the Zoological Republic with the Buharis, will say let them keep it secret? Understand the game. The question I want to throw to you, you answer it by yourself. If it is Igbo people, or these people that, these so-called Ohanes or whatever, or politicians that are trying to agitate for presidency or whatever from the southeast, from PDP, or let's say the names of somebody like Senator Abaribe, this kind of people from Igbo land, let's say it is those 6 names are their names. Are you telling me that they will delay the publishing of the name? If you open the name now, you see Buhari that is dead, you see Abubakar Malami, you see Garba Shehu, you see people like Babangida, Atiku Abubakar, Kwankwaso, Sultan of Sokoto. These are the names you see there. These are the kind of name you see there. Garba Ahmed, Lawal. These are the names you see there. Malam Nasru El-Rufai that just killed Obadiah Melafia. Because that is the kind of exposure they don't want. Obadiah Melafia got it and exposed Malam Nasru El-Rufai, and he killed the man. If this name, let's say inside that name now, the name that are there is the name of Let Obadiah Melafia, or the name of governor of Benue State, Sam Autumn, all these people that are against them. If that is the kind of name that are there, do you think that they will delay it? It's a simple question you will answer yourself, my dear people. The thing there is that they are the ones sponsoring this Boko Haram, and it leaks from a foreign media. Now they have done their investigation to to give the name so that the country will continue, but it will end up like that. In as much as is in with Abubakar Malami. Abubakar Malami is a criminal, is a thief. Let him come out and give the account of all his salary and allowances from the time he become lawyer till this time. He's a thief. Abubakar Malami is a thief. Let's take another news because of time. They said 10 killed in Kastina community by bandits. Resident vow were dropped by army green helicopter. Bandits were dropped. They saw it, eyewitness. Time will not permit me to play the video. I wanted to play the video, the clip on Hausa language when I will do the interpretation for Hausa. Bandits were caught. People saw them when Nigerian military helicopter were dropping bandits, and see what they did in this particular area in Kastina State, the so-called state of the dead Buhari. Listen, no fewer than 10 people have reportedly been killed by bandits who were allegedly, with this their English, allegedly dropped by a helicopter in Gubi village in Kastina State. Let me repeat it again. No fewer than 10 people had been reportedly been killed by bandits who were allegedly, as they put it, dropped by a helicopter in Gubi village in Kastina State. Helicopter drop bandits. Oga, you dey hear Oga one Nigeria where they protest for US. You dey hear Amabi? How foolish you are. I want me, you can't tell me a Muslim will go protest for Christian president. Muslims will go group themselves, say then they protest, then they defend a Christian who is in power, despite the sacrifice Jonathan did to them. All of you are foolish. That is why you don't know what you are practicing. All of you idiots. Listen to what is happening now. The bandits that are killing people, they use Nigerian helicopter as they pronounce it in Hausa, to drop the bandits somewhere. 5 minutes later, they begin to kill people. In Katsina State, the so-called state of late Buhari, being governed by Aminu Masari. That one is an old criminal. What that idiot, the way the idiot is looting money, I don't know what he's going to do with it. Highest, he will just marry 4 wives and go to Dubai and come. He can't even finish the money he's looting in Katsina State. May God help black people. Tomorrow you say you want to change. You can't change with this attitude. Religion can't help you. Tell you what will help you is the real thing. Let's finish the news because of time. The incident occurred on Tuesday. Gube village is in the Kufi local government area of the state. Surviving villagers said a chopper landed at Kuka Maizuma area in Gubri village around 5 p.m. in the evening, shortly after which bandits began to ransack houses and shooting people at will. From Zoologian newspaper I'm reading, I'm not making it. Bandit landed that place, helicopter landed, a chopper green helicopter military. As they land, 5 minutes as they cock their gun, the helicopter take over, they begin to shoot people. They prepare for Abuja, Ogawe de Abuja, they prepare, also Gabapa there. Will they tell you? Mujahid Imrana, a resident of Gube, further disclosed that the bandit also destroyed and burned about 10 vehicles, including Toyota Sienna bus and 2 Volkswagen saloon cars. He said about 10 persons were shot and many scampered into the nearby bushes for safety. Emma disclosed that an army green colored helicopter dropped the bandits who wreaked havoc on the village. This guy is a Muslim. His name is Mujahid Imrana. He is a Muslim there. He's a resident of there. That is his village. Not saying it. I'm just reporting what he said, what he witnessed. That he saw a helicopter dropping these bandits and they begin to kill their people. Let's continue. He said in Hausa around 5 p.m. helicopter landed around the Kuka Mai Zuma, and 5 minutes after, bandit invaded Guri and started shooting indiscriminately in the village. The attackers operated for about 2 hours unchallenged. They killed at least 10 persons whose remains are here in this hospital, with several persons yet to be accounted for. They arrived around 5 p.m. aboard an army green colored helicopter and moved from house to house, shooting whoever they find, in an operation which lasted over 2 hours unchallenged. A green helicopter dropped the attackers, and in less than 5 minutes after their arrival, they went on a house-to-house rampage. They either killed or cut away all the cattle in Guba village and set about 10 cars ablaze. They also attacked other villages like Yakuka, Danmalam, Gedam, Ibra, Makere. These are the names of their useless village in those areas, to stop the villagers from coming to our rescue. The person from Makera who risked everything to help us were shot. One was shot in stomach and his intestines were out. The other has a fracture on his shoulder and will be taken to Katsina Medical Center. The men have attacked more. We don't know the number of villagers attacked now at telecom service have been shut down. When asked if he had a message for the government, he said, God will judge between the villagers and the government. This is the man speaking. He's just telling you, the thing is that Nigerian government used their helicopter and brought bandits in this village in Castina, and they killed the Castina people. It's just the message. The clip is here. They were interviewing the guy in Hausa language. But the thing is that I can't play it because of time. Because of time, I cannot play it. That is the clip. That is the clip playing. So I can't play it because of time. Time is not on my side because I want to make it a very quick one. Biafrans and the friends of Biafrans that are listening, you know what is happening. Helicopter drop bandits and bandits begin to kill people. So put it in your record. Helicopter, Nigerian military helicopter drop bandit. This is not the first time we have been hearing it. There is the one they capture. Is it in Zamfara or Niger State some time ago? I have that news. They said that it was linked to Salam Abubakar. The moment you see the head of one big masquerade that are involved, the news will go silence. Nobody will talk about it. These are the things that are going on in the Zoological Republic. It is happening because you still insist in one Nigeria. Ask for referendum and go your way. And choose your real leaders who love you. If not, this is the same way you will be dying. Tell me what is connected with helicopter banditry. Tell me in Katsina State, the same way we had, just like that, banditry enter NDA Kaduna, kidnap people and go. Up to today, no report about it. Nobody is asking, and you are waiting for another one. Don't worry, it will happen in Abuja very soon, and the zoo will end. This is the reason why we are telling you to wake up. This is jihad, this is Fulanization, and it must surely take place. The only thing that will stop them is when you begin to oppose them, when you begin to attack them back, when you begin to hit them back, bomber to bomber, bullet to bullet, bone to bone. That is the only way. Let's take this one. This is a IPOB press release. Biafra land will go on 1 month lockdown if Nnamdi Kanu is not brought to court on October 21. IPOB. The attention of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by our great leader, our great prophet and the liberator of our time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been drawn to the plight by Nigerian government and her DSS in Abuja not to produce our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to court on 21st of October 2021. The date is due to appear in the court to start his case. The federal government of Nigeria has again perfected plan not to bring him to court on that day. Their wicked plan is to perpetually keep him behind bar without trial to see if they can demoralize him and Biafrans, but they are late. If the federal government refuses to bring him to court in this next court appearance on October 24th, 2021, the entire Biafra land will be on a total lockdown for 1 month. The federal government will know that they cannot take us for granted anymore. Our peaceful disposition as a people should not be mistrust as weaknesses, misconstrued as weaknesses. Nigeria cannot incarcerate our leader illegally and expect things to be normal again. If by October 21st, Kanu is not brought to court, Nigeria will know that Kanu commands the unflinching loyalty of over 60 million Biafrans, home and diaspora. By keeping our leader out of circulation, his health will be in jeopardy, and we won't allow this. The Fulani-controlled Nigerian government must tell us why it will choose to disobey court orders and expect citizens to watch like conquered slave. They are busy granting amnesty to terrorists and bandits killing their soldiers and the citizens, but keeping peaceful agitators in perpetual detention. Their plan is to suppress agitation and force everyone into submission, but Biafrans will succumb to their intimidation. We are a different people. Their plan is to silence agitations for freedom as championed by Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, so that the Fulani from across Africa will overrun Nigeria. They cannot conquer Biafra land as they have conquered Hausa and other indigenous tribes in Nigeria. Comrade Emma Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for Ipob. This is the press release, and I just want to digress a bit on it. Then immediately our lines will be open. You just call in immediately, straight to the point, because time is not on our side. We are going to round up immediately. It is 8 a.m. Biafra land time. You have heard it, so you get prepared. Those of you that are insisting on your Monday, whatever, that is not of IPOB, you get prepared now, because we are telling you, DOS, you see, has something at hand. You don't know about this, and you don't know others. There are things that are unfolding. Under normal circumstances, they shouldn't have bring it out, but it is you that have been disturbing, because they would have allowed, as you see it now, the zoo will go and rearrange things. We would have allowed it, let's say, a day or 3 days to come, will now release this. Then they don't know, they won't know how to, then will now hit them. This is the way you follow zoo. They are listening to everything we are saying and they are following it, but we don't hear their own. Make use of your brain, my dear brother. You that don't have brain, you go to this platform, they tell you rubbish. This one tell you this one tell you that. You can't go beyond that. You can't go beyond that. You people are the people pushing people anyhow. But you have heard it. Those of you that insist on your Monday, no problem. Pray that they bring our leader to court on 21st of October. If not, Biafra land from Lower Benue to the Atlantic Ocean, from Edo to Cross River, Ipob, will be locked down. And anybody who put his head in your here, because you will know that indeed the people you are talking about, the DOS, you are saying this, saying that, you will know that indeed, in fact, there are people who don't smile. There are people there who don't smile, who know what they are doing. It's not somebody to come on social media, or make some voice note. These are empty vessels. Men who act don't talk. Men who talk has nothing to offer. I tell you that gospel truth. Pray that they bring our leader. That's the things I will just say on this press release. Pray that our leader suffers. And not that they will go and bring one fake person. They clone one fake person, maybe just shine it, and tell you that the court will not hold. Just under 1 or 2 minutes, they put the person back inside their lorry and return back. Not like that one. We are telling you, let them present our leader in the court, or else if they don't, you that are insisting on your Monday and whatever, because any person who bring out his head and we must tell you, because most of us love our enemy. That is why you'll be following politicians. Even at this time, you see somebody following politician. You at this time, look at what the road just divide into two. Look at the road that go to the house of the so-called politician. It's not even good. To tell you that the politician is not human being and you are following them. And you are following them is to tell you that in one brain, since you are not human being. We are telling you this. Pray that our leader will come out on 21st of October, just as the press release has been given. Brother, if it no happen, that's your shop. I got back here for 1 month. This is signed and sealed, and there's no going back. We must tell you the truth. This is the time you know that the people you are pushing, you are talking, are more deadly than, in fact, they are more deadly than demons. And that is what Zoo don't like. When they begin to unleash things, when they begin to give out things, you will be pity for Buhari and the Zoological Republic. When this man that Ohamadike selected by himself and keep there and ask them to take affair of IPOB, when they will begin to, you will know that indeed, in fact, lieutenants are more dangerous than their boss. That is the time you know. It is the boss that will come out and say, calm down, don't go. Use Joshua, for example. That was the time Joshua want to react. Moses said, no, don't go, calm down. That is the time you see it in this present DOS. I am not boasting, but to pray that our leader comes out, and when it comes out is the real our leader. Let them not go and clone one Buhari whatever and bring it out under 2 minutes. Just bring the person out under 2 minutes, put him back, say security issue. You know, they know how to give excuses. They say security issue, put the person back again and return, so that the Biafra land will not be locked. Nalayo, we they tell them what in we they hear, where all their plans. They have series of plans, but most of us don't know. They have series of, this one will plan, they will think it, somehow they will release it to see our reactions. We have intels, and as a result, because of security issues, it's not everything man go talk, but we they tell you waiting will happen or waiting no will happen. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE 2 coming to you from the platform of Radio Biafra London under the leadership of one and only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only incorruptible leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. He's the director of Radio Biafra and television, and he's the commander of the armies of Biafra. My dear brothers and sisters, just as I told you, it's a very quick one because I have to round up. If you have the number, you can call in right now and make your contribution or question. The things we are telling you is that there is danger in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. The army, Zoological Army, are giving alarm that Boko Buhari, that ISWAP are recruiting more men in the village, mostly in the village of the so-called Inspector General of Police, Baba Alkali. Baba Alkali cannot go to his village now, but he is the Inspector General of Police. Alarm the military are giving you is that the recruitment is too high. And what are they going to do with this recruitment? They will use it to attack Abuja. Listen to what we are telling you. They will use it. Our lines are open right now. You can call in +18326373499. Desmond, you are live on air, if I'm correct. Your name and your location.
Yes, NWACHINEKE, good morning from here. My name is Desmond and I'm calling you from Italy. I want to thank you for your good work, and I bring greetings to Biafrans, happy family members, and our leader, His Excellency Mazi and Kanu. We do with him and strengthen you that you lead us into Biafra to eternity. Mazi, please, we don't have time. Let me just give this announcement from Italy about our protest, Mazi and Kanu protest, which will be taking place at Trento in Italy on the 25th of this September 2021, which is on Saturday, just the next 2 days thereabouts. So the time will be 9 a.m. and we'll finish by 2 p.m. And we are calling on all Biafrans in Italy, our Reverend Fathers, Reverend Sisters, and all well-wishers of Biafrans to please join us in this protest on Saturday, because it's very, very important. It is the 25th, and the venue for the protest at Trento is Piazza Dante. Piazza Dante is the venue for the protest, and also, just as you have analyzed, we have to defend our land. So for Biafrans in Italy, please always call this our number to support ESN for the defense of our land, so that terrorists will not be able to penetrate our land. We can see what is happening in other places, and we must secure our land. So if you're a Biafran in Italy, please call this number from IPOB National Body, signed by the IPOB National Coordinator, which are +39 35100460055. This is the IPOB National Coordinator's number, and the second one is +39 3512551274. This is the IPOB National PRO number in Italy. Any of them will call you, be directed on how to support ESN. We must prepare ourselves, we must come together and defend our land and fight for the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you, NWACHINEKE, and God bless you from here.
Thank you very much. That's our dear brother Desmond. Thank you very much for that quick one. Just as I'm saying, we must understand what is going on. These people are ready, and they are there to do what? To attack you. They are there to kill you. They are there to finish you. The military are the one raising this alarm, and we must know that. And also pray that these people, they will not fail. They will not do their silly mistake. If not, we will descend on them, definitely. And Sokoto is down. Sokoto is down. Their own state is down. Nothing is working there. Nothing is working. You must know that bandits has already taken over every place. Very, very important. Simeon from Spain, straight to the point, as you are welcome, brother.
Good morning. Thank you, NWACHINEKE, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Samuel, and I'm the
You're welcome, brother.
Okay. All the Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All the Biafra. All the Biafra. The security government. Okay, just I feel family member all over the world. Anyway,
brother, just go straight to the point. There is no time. I have 10 minutes to go.
Okay, my brother. Okay, let me go straight. Let me make one announcement. Brother, national conductor helped me and asked me to do this announcement for him. This is for IPOB family members in Luxembourg. General meeting of different people of Biafra, Luxembourg, and Ghana region. These people living in this area, the Ghana region, they know who they are and how it affected them. People living around the border of Germany, Luxembourg, and Belgium. Please, there will be a general meeting on September 25th at the usual place at Gas Street, Luxembourg. Time 2 p.m. More information, please call this number 661-343-002. Signed by Mazi, IPOB National Coordinator, Luxembourg. And again, also remind us, IPOB Grand Region, 1 week, Luxembourg, their monthly general meeting, also on 25th, time at your place. Please, this is information from Luxembourg National Coordinator. He asked me if I was opportunity to come up on air. Well, Mazi, let me go straight to the point, my own view and what I want to say. On 21st of October is the next court date of our leader. We want to see our leader stand clear after court. He will come address us. This is the demand. Our DOS should demand this. And if we don't see our leader stand as it is, as it normally be in the court, then thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Exactly. Thank you very much, my dear brother Simeon. Thank you very much. Let's take this call. Brother, you're live on there. You have been calling. Your name and your location. Just straight to the point.
My name is, if I don't bother by my name because of security reasons.
Yeah, I understand. You are calling
so, I'm calling from the zoo, actually. So I'm very, very happy that our radio is back from my location, and I really thank DOS what they are doing. And what I want to comment is that they should, like what you said, like this press release, you know, our people is very, very pressurable. They pressure people too much. So whenever they are giving like all this, they should be, I want them to be ambushing the zoo, because I'm into security, the men sometimes, so I want people to know what is going on. So it's not something you should be like sometimes giving all this information. They should be ambushing them and know what they're supposed to do. So, but I really appreciate them, and they should remain strong, because so many gossips, all these things. One our leader said is that people should develop mental toughness. Are you getting me? It's mental toughness that is going to be the order of the day. When you develop mental toughness, you'll be able to counter so many things. You say what you know, not what you don't know. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, and keep it up. I understand what you are doing. Abakaleke is back now. Our FM in Abakaleke 102.1 is back in Abakaleke. So those that region should confirm it also. Aba is coming up. Iguacha will soon be completely circled up the entire Iguacha. to prove to you that we are not joking. But it's not everything that will come out and tell you how it's being done. These are the only thing I want our people to understand this time. Very, very important. It's not everything that the leadership will come and air. Like this idea of a sit at home for 1 month if our leader did not suffice. For me, if I believe they know it, but it's because of your pressure. It's because of all this pressure. Scavenging for left and right. People who are not part of what we are doing are pushing you, and most of us are succumbing to it. But we must continue. The idea there is for us to have the knowledge of what is about to happen. Let's take this caller. Caller, straight to the point. Your name and your location.
Hello, Nwachine. I'm calling from my location.
Yeah.
I'm happy na DOS Adela Ewepotala something. Our people Ghana, but my problem let consistency. Our leaders' consistency matters a lot. Whom I draw this lockdown now. Before you know it, I call lawyer off. I'm saying my mind. I do this lockdown. I can make it there till he release our leader. Not even seeing our leader in court. Ha release here. Eba ogana gwa yoku. Na release ya na court of flash ya boba kwa eba abosara before. I chọrọ we release ya completely. Okposara eba ga na ahụ ya anya. In fact, this time around, I questioned na prepare and we had take saw anybody by suddenly mba. I go our enemy something. I have found that diagram. Sit at home. Ota emere ya ekwuru ya now. As sit at home. Onye ola prepare what this sit at home. So nobody nwe ga abata n'ime ụlọ mmadụ bịa kwupụta ya si ya bịa ga ahịa ya bịa ga ọrụ. Enweghị ụzọ eshi aga ihe nothing and this sit at home. Ọ ga-anọgide till he release our leader completely. Or need him or that place because the more I delay on the agbakashi n'obi. By now I could release our leader. That is the first sit at home emere ekwuru ya. By now I could release our leader. For this second sit at home I gave now. Ọ ga-adịrị effective and the way he got stop here. Because all he butere this first one, our people they ready. Ha na-enye this order now. Ha dịkwa njikere make sure not stand the aya ahụ ha result ya. Oh, hang your order now. The next thing I call lawyer up the way why one reason or the other. Okay, put a quote in before. So I'm here now. You have because obtain me this thing now because I'm on a zoo. I get up with our leader. I'll have a court that day. I'm on a hang case with our leader. So the best thing to do this sit at home I gave now. I got buyer. Or it doesn't matter in here politicians from Biafra because all of them are criminals. How are they involved? How was our leader there? They cannot do anything. How was the idea for Anambra election? Because that day I had say the court case adjourned to December 2023 for them to do Anambra election.
Just round it up.
And Anambra election I just hold you.
Point, brother. You make go your point. Just wrap it up. I just have 5 minutes to go. So many calls are
Thank you, Nwachineke. Thank you, Nwachineke. That's my point.
All right. Thank you very much, my dear brother. Noted. Judo Kafo, you are live on air. Straight to the point. You have 30 seconds, brother. No time. Judo Kafo, Sweden. Can you hear me? Judo Kafo, can you hear me? Judo Kafo, can you hear me? No time to waste. Call on the other line. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Mazi,
brother, straight to the point. 30 seconds.
Okay. The point is that not to bring our leader to bring our leader to court. And they should know that what they did is extraordinary deviation. It's unacceptable. It's a crime against humanity. We are asking them to take our leader back to where they bring him from. And we.
Hello, are you there? Are you there, brother?
Before they took him.
Okay.
Yes, we have to test our leader. They should take our leader back to where they got him. Then they will now apply for extradition order. Then if they can do it, and we will test our leader to know his capacity health before we will agree anything. I'm not going back. They should have it in mind, not to just come to court 2 minutes. They say they are joining to next year January. Unacceptable. They should take our leader to where they bring it. So the demand is not to come in the court, sir. The demand is our leader will not be tried because our leader will not be tried because they have committed offense. There's no way they will try our leader in Nigerian court. Only asking them to take him back to where they bring him, and then we will now go and prepare the extradition order before they will now start to do anything. Our leader will not be tried in Nigeria. God bless you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful one. Let me take this. I was trying to pick Ikechi, you went off. Kalagu, can you hear me? Oh, Kalagu is off. Chinedu, straight to the point.
Yeah, Mazi, good morning from here.
Good morning, just go straight to the point. Time Adero.
Yeah, Mazi, yes, I'm going straight to the 1 month sit at home if they fail to release our leader on 21st of October. We have said it and so shall it be. DOS has given this order. Our people to start now preparing it. On that day, if this people try to bring our leader Mazi Nnamdi out from that dungeon they kept in, not only that, release him completely where he can be able, people can be able to access him, talk to him. This is only what we are asking them. It's not too big for them to do, and if they fail, we will continue to do the needful. This sit at home must remain 1 good month. 1 good month, our people should hear it now and begin to prepare for it. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Let's take this call. Ikechukwu Libreville, can you hear me? Ikechukwu, straight to the point. You have 30 seconds. Ikechukwu, you have 30 seconds.
Good morning.
Yeah, just leave the morning. What the guy
good morning,
straight to the point. Time is not.
Good morning.
Welcome, brother. Just 30 seconds.
My name is Ipob. I'm speaking from Libreville. Mazi, we are not talking of 1 month lockdown. It's not only to bring our leader to court. It's to release our leader unconditionally. Talking of bringing him to court, that one is must. But they must release him unconditionally that day. Let him take him back to London or take him back to Kenya. That is the only thing we need. Apart from that, there is nothing else. The Anambra election, there will be another election. Whether they like it or not, there will be not. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Judo Kafu, can you hear me? Straight to the point. You have 30 seconds. Thank you, Ikechukwu.
Yes. Thank you very much for giving me this chance.
You are still.
Yes, I can hear you.
Straight to the point. You have 30 seconds.
Okay.
Hold the line. I'm coming back to you.
Yes. My name is Judo Kafu. I'm calling from Sweden. I am the deputy coordinator in Sweden. I want to use this opportunity to tell all our Biafrans in Sweden who are secretly listening to the Biafra to come out and join the families. If you don't live too close to any unit, you try to form one. Find our people around you and you form a family and you contact us so we can come and constitute a family in your area. Please stop listening in secret. Because there's a reason why we should be in IPOB. We have a way of doing things, so that people will not just go and sit. They cannot stay outside and know what's happening inside. If you need Biafra, you have to join IPOB. IPOB is the most sophisticated freedom fighting movement in the whole world. It's not from me. It's from the world is saying it. So we must know where we are. Thank you, NWACHINEKE. And continue the good work you are doing. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much. That's our dear brother. Carlo Agu, you didn't hold the line. You could not hold the line. Okay, let me take this call. Should be the powerful man of God. You have 30 seconds. Yes. Man of God.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me just watch it right now. My brother, I have a point of a kind of correction on certain reasons. If we say that we are going to sit at home because of our leader not brought to the court, which means our leader committed crime. So we know that our leader is under rendition. So why would we now say that we are campaigning that he must be released because he did not commit any crime? So what can you tell us because we didn't bring it to God? We continue to wait till when? I should correct that very impression. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That one is the duty of the legal counsel. They know what they are doing. everybody has the role to play. That is the answer I can give you to that. The legal council know what they're doing. The international court and everything know what they're doing. We will do our own locally. They will do their own internationally. Finally, Kalago, I got you. You are live on air. Straight to the point as I ran the program up. Kalago, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Can you hear me?
You have less than 1 minute.
Yes, thank you, Mazi. I noticed that you are always at the end of the program, so I decided to let you go. But since you have given me the opportunity, thank you so much for the wonderful work that you are doing. And I also use this opportunity to thank my fellow comrade, the IPOB family in Malaysia. My name remains Mazi Carlo Agu Eburawa, and I'm from Akano, Ohafia, Momoana province of Biafra land. And I'm serving the indigenous people of Biafra in Malaysia as the IPOB National Secretary. Mazi NWACHINEKE, I want to respond or react to the news that you read on this program as regards to the collusion of the Nigerian military defending recycling terrorism in Nigeria, thereby killing and occupying forcefully the indigenous ancestral lands of the indigenous people. So this is what is going on. There is an ethnic cleansing ongoing in Nigeria. The people of Biafra are being massacred. We are being killed. We are being incarcerated unlawfully for asking for a referendum to be conducted for our people to determine our destiny and determine our future. Because Nigeria was created out of fraud. Nigeria is the only country that operates on a constitution that lies against itself. The Nigerian constitution in the preamble says,
thank you very much,
there was no time.
I have to go. Thank you very much. You have a lot to offer, but time is not on our side. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we bring this program to an end. Father, we thank you, we bless you, we glorify your name, we give you praise, be thou exalted. Abba, Father, Jehovah, we thank thee, we glorify your name. We say, hallowed be thy name. Father, we thank you for the life of our leader. We thank you for the ESM. We thank you for Biafrans all over the world. And we thank you, Lord God Jehovah, for our land, Biafra. May your name be highly exalted. Father, this we pray in the mighty name of your beloved Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. And I leave you with this word. The Bible said in Psalm 34, verse 19, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them all. Shalom.
Freedom. Come on, Who the bless no man One of the things you've talked about is it's not so much that Biafra has to be an independent state, but it has to be economically viable, and you can't really have that with Nigeria as it is. How do we get there?
We cannot be economically viable if we are not politically viable.
Right.
And political viability means complete and absolute independence.
It has to have it.
We must be independent. Yeah. And again, God creates countries and nations, and not man. There are many ways that nations can emerge. It is always an organic process. We understand that. We respect that. What people, most commentators don't appreciate about Africa, and which most Africans are a bit slightly uncomfortable with, is that somebody coming from Europe and without regard for your culture, your traditions, your way of life, saying you are now in one country and your name is Nigeria.
Right.
There is something unnatural about it.
Yes.
I said to the British government, if you had come, conquered my people, which is a natural human process, that is entirely natural.
Right.
If you had come, conquered our people, made us English. I can live with that.
Yeah.
But to come and hand over a children of God over to something completely alien, this same culture that we have in the north, which is an Islamic culture, tried to take us over many years ago, and they failed. You now came and completed the cycle for them. There is something evil about it.
Yeah, something inorganic about it.
Inorganic.
Yeah.
Very, very inorganic. And you cannot. We don't talk about economic development, because before you talk about economy, you talk about things like policies, both macro and micro, the rest of it. You are dealing with people who cannot differentiate between macro and micro.
No, absolutely.
That's
right.
a problem.
Yeah. Education is key for the world outside Biafra, and that's where this starts. The political has to start in the education.
That's correct.
When you speak to people in the UK, people in the US, is there an openness to independence for Biafra?
No, there isn't. It's what you get is very condescending, wishy-washy. These are black Africans. Really, what do they know? Sort of attitude. We know best than they do, and we try as much as possible to enlighten and educate the American and, by extension, the European audience to the fact that before you had freedom and liberty in any part of the world, in Biafra land we had freedom and liberty. Before you had political asylum in any other part of the world, where I come from, there was political asylum being granted to people. That is the meaning of Biafra anyway. Come and join if you believe in our value system. We had a series of both political, legal, and legislative structures that endured for thousands of years. These were unceremoniously swept away in the name of, I don't know, civilization or advancement.
Right.
Therefore, the British must be questioned, or the mentality or the psyche of Europeans and, by extension, Americans, must be put to the test to explain, to rationalize why the emergence of states in Africa cannot be allowed to adopt the same organic route by which every other civilized nation emerged. Why is that impossible? That's what I ask Americans and Europeans.
And their answers are not good. There are no answers.
Yeah. They don't have any answers to it. All they say is that, why didn't you just get on with it? I want the same things that you have in America. I want liberty. I want freedom. I want all the rest of it. That is what makes you a human being, or else you're an animal. And being forced to live in cages in Africa, or being forced to live more or less like animals, is not a situation we are prepared to tolerate for very long.
No.
Yeah. Death is better.
Have there been armed clashes between Biafrans and Boko Haram? Has there been a defense of Biafrans?
No, not at all, because we are not allowed to defend ourselves. They can kill us. They can get arms flowing in from Lebanon, from Iran, from Saudi Arabia. There are jihadists coming from all over the place, coming in there. There was a plane load of arms that came in, was detained at the airport from Egypt. The Arab world, that is what drives me insane. The Arab world and the Islamic world are busy supporting Boko Haram in their stated aim of spreading Islam to Christians in Nigeria. The Christian world are not reciprocating. They're not coming to our rescue. I don't know how you can defend yourself against somebody who is armed with RPGs, armed with AK-47s. I don't know if you do that through prayer and fasting. I do not know.
Right.
But that is the sort of condition we're faced with. In other words, as we speak right now, the process of Islamization is gathering momentum, and no one is doing anything.
Right. It's medieval. It's you will convert or you will die.
They crucified some people. Was it 2 days ago? I think we've got the pictures on Facebook. They crucified some people.
They actually crucified.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. It's something ISIS is doing that they're doing. That we're going to. You either convert or we kill you. And I don't know why the world expects us to deal with that. It's either there is something going on. It's either everyone else is a Muslim. That's why I say sometimes that everyone in the West is a Muslim. That's what I say, because you couldn't possibly keep quiet when such a thing is going on.
No.
It's terrible.
No.
Terrible.
You're opening my eyes in ways I knew this was going to be eye-opening. I did not realize what is happening. Who is Boko Haram organically? Are they a government creation? Are they...
Boko Haram is, you need to understand the geopolitics of Nigeria to then start comprehending the concept or the ideology that drives the insanity that is Boko Haram. In the north, you have the areas you call the Mohammedan Emirates of the North. Mm-hmm. These are people who are predominantly, by ancient culture and tradition, Islamic. They are Hausa, Fulani people. In the west, coming down near Lagos, is you have the Yoruba people, and in the east you have the Biafran people. Now, the Hausa Fulani people, we are told by the British that they have the right to rule in perpetuity Nigeria. The British in 1953 and 57 were involved in a massive fraud to rig the census results. In other words, they skewed the numbers to always favor the Hausa Fulani people that they may remain in power. And the reason for that is that the British is scared that Biafran people, especially the Ibos, are somehow human, that we can think properly.
Yeah.
And we have the oil. The oil wells the reserves, everything is where we come from.
In Biafra.
And the British couldn't retain or sustain their colonial presence in Africa because the USA asked them to leave. So what they now did is to take the control of the oil, hand it over to a group of people they think they can manipulate very easily. That's all. That's what has happened. And now they now believe that they have the right to rule. Unfortunately for them, President Goodluck Jonathan, the incumbent, emerged out of circumstances that could be described as somehow mysterious. He came up as the president, and now they don't like it. 3 people funded Boko Haram. The ex-president, head of state Buhari, another ex-head of state, Hausa Fulani Islamic person called Babangida, another vice president, Atiku Abubakar. They consciously went out to fund Boko Haram because Buhari said after Jonathan won the 2011 elections that I will make the country ungovernable. He said it openly. Oh. And they went ahead to do it by killing poor, defenseless Biafran Christians because they know that Christians around the world will not come to our rescue.
Yeah.
They also know that no other people will come to our rescue because they don't want us to emerge as a people. That's a problem.
Yeah. So the British don't want you to emerge as a people.
No.
Aha.
That's a problem.
It's a huge problem.
Massive. But this time around, whether they like it or not, I'm sure the British didn't want the USA to emerge either.
No.
Whether they like it or not, we shall emerge.
Yeah.
Or everything else there will die.
It'll have to. I mean, It's one or the other at this point.
One thing has to happen. Either we have Biafra or we all die. There's no going back this time around. There'll be no exile, no running away. That is our land. We've lived there for thousands of years. That's where we were born. That's where we will die.
Yeah. Are you all willing to go back and be there?
At the drop of a heart, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a heartbeat.
Yeah.
We'll go there.
And obviously loved ones are there. And
they're there. My parents are there. My loved ones are there.
Yeah.
And it's a land we've been in for, as I said, thousands of
years. And a history and a rich culture and a vibrant way of life that has literally been
obliterated.
Yeah.
You go to the book of Leviticus. 80% of what you have in the book of Leviticus occurs where I come from. 80%. 80%.
The Levitical law.
Everything. It wasn't us. I strongly believe, this is my hypothesis. Of course, I hold on to it very strongly. As soon as the British discovered in the late 18th century, because the same Hausa Fulani people in Zamfara told them, I think I have the map somewhere in London, that across that river lies what they believe to be part of the lost tribe of Israel.
Uh-huh.
All hell broke loose.
Yeah.
There was then a very systematic and deliberate policy to obliterate our history. The British first said that the Igbos don't have any history. First of all, they removed the name Biafra, which was exactly the name they used to go into treaties with us. They use, you see there clearly written, the chiefs of Ishekiri and Biafra. They then quietly took that away to now only take a component of that, one clan alone, which is Igbo. Because in Biafra, you have the Idoma, you have the Igbo, you have the Bibio, you have the Efik, you have the Izon people, which they call Ijo, you have the Shekiri, you have the Robo, and some parts of Igala.
Wow.
These are the 7 people that make up, these are the 7 tribes that make up Biafra land. The British came, then isolated all the rest, those of our cousins around us, and focused their attention on us. But there's one good thing about it, is that in their amalgamation document that they produced in 1904 or thereabout, which I still have, they made reference, the very first time a European is referring to an African race as great. Yes, the man said the great Igbo race across the Niger. And that speaks volumes.
And the Niger's the river.
The river, yes.
And they, so Nigeria is taken from just drawing lines on the map from the river.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the name. I mean, the name is Nigeria, named after a river. Before that was the Royal Niger Company, which is a British company,
right,
which by royal charter was running the whole place. And then from there, incrementally, I have all the paperwork that they signed. At no time did we give the British the consent to form a country called Nigeria. At no time in our history. I have all the paperwork. We gave them our land to trade.
Right.
That's all. But they went ahead and gradually decided to form a country. They despised us so much that they handed us over to Hausa Fulani Islamic Caliphate. And now they're killing us and nobody's coming to our rescue, which I think is very sad.
If we come to the rescue, how are we coming?
We need support from USA, from United States government, from the Christian community in the USA, and more importantly also from the Jewish community in the USA. They did something, in fairness to them, in 1968, 69, 70. The Jewish Congress in the USA did something. They tried to lobby the US government and Congress to do something about Biafra. From these 3 groups, we expect a lot to come from them to pressure the Obama administration to support what we're doing, to make sure that Biafra comes to exist. Biafra is the only natural ally that USA will ever have in Africa.
In Africa, yeah.
Natural. We are never going to bomb USA, are we? We can come here to work for you. We're never going to kill you. That's
right.
number 1.
Yeah.
We are very, very loyal, hardworking, and friendly people. Go and ask anyone, they will tell you. And I see no reason why a people that believe in the irreducibility of an individual, that believes in liberty, that believes in equality and in freedom, the same creed, the same ideals upon which this very great nation USA was founded upon, why would you not naturally gravitate towards those people? I can't understand it.
Right.
And if you want to stop the menace of Boko Haram, they should support the creation of Biafra.
Absolutely.
That's all they need to do. We don't want them to do anything. Just come at the UN or make a press statement in the White House by saying that the people of Biafra, their suffering is intolerable. We may have to revisit the issue of them still belonging to one Nigeria. That's what they need to say. That's all.
And it would change.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. It's finished.
Yeah. Wow.
We don't need US troops to come.
No.
We are more than capable. We held out for 3 years.
Yeah.
Against the combined might of Britain, USSR, and the entire Arab world.
Yeah.
For 3 years. So we can deal with them. Trust me, we can. We can.
And do they want that? Does Boko Haram want that? Do they want that violent end?
They do. And sometimes in life, you need to confront them violently.
Yeah.
Or else it will continue to fester.
Yeah.
We must meet them.
And that's hard as Christians.
Yes.
That's hard.
Very, very hard, because we don't take life where we come from.
No.
In other cultures and religion and language, you call another person a human being or a person.
Yeah.
Where we come from, we say Mad, which means the beauty of life. So you're forbidden from killing anybody.
Yeah.
You don't kill somebody because that is the embodiment of God's creation. A person is known as Mad. Mad means beauty of life. So you don't take life. So it's very hard for us.
Yeah. But you've been pushed.
No, we are being killed.
Yeah.
Killed.
Not pushed, killed.
Not pushed. We are being killed.
Let me ask a couple.
Sure.
I'll sit down here too. Christians, by and large, seem to be oriented towards individual faith, and they seem to be reluctant to face the fact that at times war is necessary. Yes. They call the concept of a holy war being something that you have to struggle with. How have you looked at that? How do you take your faith and the need to sometimes go to war? How does that work for you? How have you? Because you're a very thoughtful man, and I know you've had to look at these issues and defend it.
Yes, the thing is this: my faith taught me to value life, to try to live by the same tenets that have been preached over the years, as contained in the Bible. But there comes a time when self-preservation takes precedent over and above whatever we may think suits us individually. Because by going to war, we are seeking to preserve, in our case, the children of God. If you do nothing, you become extinct. And there will be no one left to worship God, will there? Where we come from. So the best thing for us to do is to try as much as possible to reason or come to some level of agreement or accommodation with our adversaries, which has failed so far. The only alternative left for us is to go and meet them wherever we can find them. And we don't have any difficulties because the reason why you have the U.S. Army is to preserve the ideals upon which this country is founded upon. Even your own body has its own defense immune system, isn't it? Without it, the human body will perish. Everywhere you go to, even in heaven, you have angels with their swords guarding the gates of heaven, against the forces of darkness and of hell. So even if you extrapolate the argument and take it away into the natural world, where nature rather than reason obtains, you will still see the same phenomenon and forces at play, that there is need for you to defend yourself.
I have another question, and that is, certainly our founding fathers had to struggle with that very issue. Is it related to England? They had a strong faith, different faiths, possibly, but they had to come up with a Declaration of Independence. You are the vocal person that has really brought together Radio Biafra. What are the coalitions you have? Do you find that you have... How would you write your Declaration of Independence? What would be included within that? What are the values? Would there be religious freedom for other people who have a different point of view?
Yes, there will be religious freedom. We've had it before. By our very nature, by our name, Biafra means come and join. That's the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Everybody, including the Sultan of Sokoto, can seek asylum in Biafra, will respect him and will allow him to come in. It's in our nature, that's how we are. From childhood, your thoughts. If your mom is beating you up or whatever, or chastises you a lot, you just run to the next person. All you need to do is to hold them very tightly, and your mom or your dad will never touch you. We've always had it. So tolerance is interwoven in our essence, in our being. Freedom, freedom, freedom. In every way you can imagine it. There is a name, there's something we say will come from. Onyenachia means, I can never judge you, it's between you and your God. So that tells you.
Absolutely.
We are the original architects of freedom, and the British will attest to that. We never had any theocracy, no dictatorship, no kings, nothing for thousands of years. We are not about to start now.
For the first time, I think America, in the face of ISIS going into Syria and Iraq, has opened our eyes to the reality of the desire for a caliphate. We think of that now in terms of the Middle East, But Africa has been facing that for a long time. Talk to us about a little bit about the mission that the Islamic jihadists have within Africa to control all of Africa.
And to dovetail on that, it's because this tolerance and this freedom that Americans feel, that you feel, Boko Haram does not feel.
They don't.
And ISIS does not feel. And as near as I can tell, Islam does not feel. I'm not a judge of Islam. I don't know.
I will judge them because you don't live with them.
No.
I do.
Yeah.
So I can judge them.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is this. If you go back to the statements made by the man that brought this virulent form of Islam into Nigeria, made Othman Danfodio, from Othman Danfodio to Ahmadu Bello, the son, and right up until this very moment, there's been one common theme running through everything they have said, their ideology, their philosophy, their thinking, their way of life, which is to propagate violent Islam all the way to the ocean. That's something you must know. That work has continued unabated. Biafra is the only piece of unconquered Islamic territory in West Africa, and they are seeking to take it. They vowed to take Biafra. Is on tape, which we will supply you with. So you can see what these people are saying. When you bomb Afghanistan, when USA bombs Afghanistan, they kill us in Nigeria. When there is a cartoon of Prophet Muhammad, they kill us. Every blessed day we are dying. We live with the reality. The slow march of Islam has been ceaseless from time, encouraged by the British. Encouraged by the British. Whatever they have been. The British government, you may wish to know, has never supported the independence of any Christian country in the world since the beginning of time. But they have always consciously and studiously supported the emergence of an independent Islamic caliphate.
Yeah.
Lawrence of Arabia.
One of the criticisms that could come your way, or at least questions that could come your way, and that is Biafra does have control of the principal oil within Nigeria, were it to be formed under the present situation.
That is correct, yes.
That is a major obstacle, I would imagine, for people who are frightened of the fact that if you do gain control, they will lose the opportunity of having access to that. How do you approach, as an independent Biafra, the issues that are around the oil, around criticisms, and the resistance that will happen to your independence on the basis of that resource alone?
The resource, we believe in development, which means the oil will have to be sold to our friends and to our partners, and in return, I'm an economist myself, in return we get vital foreign exchange with which, or foreign reserves with which to try and develop other aspects of the economy. We believe in what investment. We would like companies from countries that are friendly and supportive of Biafra to come in to invest in Biafra. We want investment. We don't want to be like Saudi Arabia, you sell oil and you buy everything else. No, right. We want tangible, concrete investments to come in. We are not going to drink the oil. Is a natural resource. We need to give it to the economies of our friends to keep growing, because a very healthy US economy or a very healthy EU economy is also going to be beneficial to Biafra. So we can find export markets for our goods and services. We are like that. I mean, we're not, we understand the intricacies of world economy and the need to make available to the international market your resources to continue to fuel human development. So, it is not a problem. Our oil fields and that very sector will be open to our friends, and only to our friends. You can't expect not to help us and then eventually we let you in. It's not going to work that way. But if you help us, of course, it's there for all to have access to. We've gone on record to say that oil is not our problem. All we want is freedom. Oil is not the issue. The issue is freedom. Once we have freedom and a semblance of dignity, then we can exist as human beings, because right now I don't see myself as a human being. A monkey is better than me because I don't have freedom.
One of the things that it's always impressed me, the more I've come to know about your country's history, is the productivity of your people through the ages. You have been, and now many of them who have left Nigeria are all over the world, being productive, hoping that this would happen. I know when Israel eventually became its own country, there was a homecoming and probably millions of people going to their homeland again. Is that part of your vision? Tell us a little bit about your vision for the future.
They will come back, including some of you from the USA as well. That will be the most natural home for African American people. It will be natural. That will be very, very natural for them to come to. Because if you look at the map of Biafra, which is right here in front of us, you will see that the rising sun is cleverly positioned on the black strip of the flag, which means that we bring light where there is darkness. That's what we do. Everybody will run open doors, not just for Biafrans, but also for African Americans that have not been able to connect with Africa for very many centuries. They can come back and become a part of it. Because mind you, most of the people that were taken away from Africa to come to work in the plantations of the USA came from the Bight of Biafra. This is where we come from. We open our doors for them to try and come back in. Everybody is welcome to come back, to be there.
One of the things they talk about in the Middle East is that none of the countries there outside of Israel pass the public square test. And the public square test is that you can stand on the corner of a street and be critical of their government and their religion and survive. It seems to me this is a stand for freedom and for liberty.
Yes.
And your focus on liberty is a very important part of what drives you.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit about your own journey. I mean, you have gone through beatings. I understand you've been in
everything. I've been stripped naked and everything for my faith.
Because talk to us a little bit about your journey, because it has been a personal one where you continue to be a voice for Biafra.
Yes. It started very many years ago. I was educated in England. I went to school in London, and upon graduation, I decided to serve my people because I didn't like what was going on. We have a group of friends, about 6 of us from Africa. We said when we graduate, we pick one tiny African country and go there and try and develop it. Very, very thoughtful and quite progressive of us. And upon graduation, the rest got very blue chip jobs and developed cold feet. I decided to carry on with it because I felt that the only thing that makes you human is your ability to reason. And as an African, as somebody from Biafra land, unless my land reflects what I believe I possess up here, then I have not made any telling or meaningful contribution to the advancement of mankind. So I decided to plug ahead with it. I went home initially to try and see what we can do to start a revolution on the ground, because the existing order is essentially irredeemably corrupt, as you well know. So we started it, and it didn't quite go very well. I came back to the UK, reassembled, and went back again. We met a few people. We started Radio Biafra, and we started preaching the truth in 2009. And some people were uncomfortable with it. And when I traveled home for a private family ceremony, I was kidnapped. I was beaten, I was tortured, I had people spit at me, some urinated and poured it at me, and for speaking the truth, for telling them that the way they were doing things weren't proper. That wasn't enough. I was arrested before then at Murtala Mohammed Airport. I was detained for 8 days solitary confinement at the SSS headquarters because I was preaching Biafra, had some Biafra materials on me. And after that, I was transferred to Abuja under military escort, a 5-car convoy. I was detained for 3 months, solitary confinement again. And there I met the coup plotters from Equatorial Guinea, Maktacha, or the rest of them. And actually, I think the reason why God sent me there was because to save the lives of those people, I believe. Because had I not gone in there, they would have been killed. But as soon as I came out, I told Amnesty International what was going on, and then they started to sort of fight for them to be released and stuff. So I came and then I struggled again to start Radio Biafra. People weren't forthcoming. I became homeless in England as a result of it because I was investing so much in broadcasting on shortwave, which is
it's very
prohibitively expensive. And then we continued, went on to the internet, that our budget could carry us, and then now we're on satellite. So, and it's been relentless, because one thing is, if you're doing the right thing, which I believe we're doing, you continue doing it until at a time when the world will then come to the realization that what you're saying is true, because the suffering has continued, the killings, the death, the deprivation, the deportation. I'm not sure you know that you deport people. Do you know you can deport somebody from a part of Nigeria to another?
How do you do that?
By forcibly removing them from the street.
Yeah.
Locking them up somewhere, putting them in a vehicle, and then transporting them to wherever you want them to go to.
Americans have seen, quote, the Arab Spring actually create more chaos in Africa and the Middle East. It is unchained even worse conditions as well. Now you're talking almost like a Christian spring. What's different about your approach? How do you move from talking about it on Radio Biafra to actually having it happen? You mentioned, a couple of statements by the government of the United States would help in the UN, those kinds of things. But tell me, how does that move? What's it different? How's it different?
That's what people are waiting for, because people keep asking us all the time, what is the US government stance on what we are agitating for or talking about? What is the UN saying? That's what they want to hear.
Right.
What does America think? And the UN. So for us, that is the trigger, that is the catalyst that will solve a lot of problems. And the world must be able to rise up and be very mature about it, to say to themselves that in Africa, actually, we do have human beings who can reason properly and not try to be as condescending as they've been all this while, or to...
For years.
I mean, there seems to be this very funny thing that self-awareness of criticism works in the West, but you, as a black person from Africa, you're not allowed to criticize yourself or something. I don't believe in that. I believe in being self-critical. If I've done something wrong, I believe in appraising myself. How we're going to do it is very simple. The American public is also very critical in this. If the American public can give us their support, that will then spur us on to go back to our people and to say the government may not be listening, but the people that own America are listening, and we can work with them. That will then give them the impetus to go ahead and rightfully possess what belongs to them. Because one thing we're not going to have, which is what we're making it very clear to the world, is this: the status quo can't continue. I'm afraid it's going to continue. It can't. And in terms of controlling the outcome, the aftermath of any kind of spring that may result, is that you always look at the value system of a people. That is the determinant. That determines the outcome. Those of them that believe in unwavering Sharia Islam, you always know that you cannot have a democracy, liberty, or freedom under Islamic rule. It's there in the Quran, if you bother to read it. It's there. It can never happen. And then you have Biafrans on the other end of the spectrum that believes in libertarian values, not just liberty. We are libertarians to the extreme. When you grow up where we come from, you migrate a few miles away from your father's house so that your parents would even have to disturb you. You go there and grow your own family all by yourself. We come from a country where if you're born a male child, automatically, by right of nature, one day you will become a landlord. You will have a piece of land upon which to build. Irreducible. It never changes. Therefore, in our bones, not just in the blood, we have the DNA of freedom implanted in it. All these things changed, and we're trying to go back to it. So we can never, the excesses of what happens when you have a new African country won't apply in our case, because frankly, we're not like them.
Right.
Can never be.
Yeah.
We are different.
And doing so as you say, is part of what Americans, what Westerners would refer to as seed planting, as putting a Christian, economically cooperative people in a place where we've really not had that.
Exactly. And not only that, I travel across the stretch of Africa. I travel from Gabon all the way to Gambia.
Oh my.
All the time. And it would please me to see Americans, all these my people here, bring down their friends to come home on holidays to say, these are my friends, I brought them from the USA and all the rest for us to enjoy. You can't do that anymore, can you? No. Because you're afraid of kidnappings and all the rest of it, all these social vices and ills. The best thing that America can ever do in terms of its foreign policy is to support the emergence of Biafra. Ever. Because, as you quite rightly pointed out, from Biafra, America can always use Biafra as an example. The same way that Israel is used as an example in the Middle East. Isn't it very funny that Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East where you can vote, you can actually stand on the street corner and criticize anybody you like.
Including the Israelis.
And nothing happens to you.
Nothing.
I said to people that criticism can only make you get better. It won't kill you.
No.
It won't kill you. It does nothing to you. Somebody saying, oh, you're stupid, you're this. Tell me what you're doing with our money, our taxes. It's for you to stand there and explain. That is why we run Radio Biafra the way we do. So that when we graduate from here into proper governance, by the grace of God, you can be able to stand up and defend your record before the people. That is how America became the strongest country in the world. Not by doing things in the secret. No. I said this is something I used to say to them all the time. Never be afraid of openness. After all, the greatest country in the world does all their inquiries in the open. Is it the Iraq gate? Is it the Watergate issue? Everything is in the open. Did it weaken the presidency? The answer is no, it made them stronger.
If you had one more thing to say to the people, either on video or in reports, or what would you want to say to Americans here who do value freedom, and I will want to hear what you have to say.
To those Americans here that value freedom and believe in it, it is also their duty to protect freedom wherever they can, to protect people defending the ideals upon which the USA is founded upon. Very, very critical. It is no use saying I'm an American, things works here for me, because in a not too distant future won't work anymore. You can't travel to London because ISIS will be there, I can assure you. Now, it is the duty of America. I mean, the world is at a crossroads right now. As I said earlier during my opening statement, the battle between good and evil, light versus darkness. So it is either you stand in faith with what you know to be correct than for you to be cowed by, I cannot put it, by what you perceive to be the overwhelming preponderance of the forces of darkness. And because of that, you cower into a corner because they're going to come after you. The disease in your body, if you leave it, it keeps festering. You must confront it.
London was a revelation to me for that very reason. More Islamic people than I had ever experienced in one place, including all over Austria, Hungary, where I was, and there were some there, but London was and there was a protest the day that we were there. We were walking by Westminster Abbey, and the protest was gigantic, and it was Gazans protesting against Israel, and they were being protected by the UK police, and as is their right to free speech. But one of the signs read "Britain accomplice to murder," and it didn't dawn on me until what you've just said how ironically true that statement is. But
it is true.
What they have supported will come to bite them.
That's what I tell them all the time, that the British made a monumental mistake by supporting the death of 3.5 million of my people. The worst mistake ever made. They will come after them and they will kill them. You mark my words somewhere. The British Isles will be overrun by Islam. Because they are there already. Do you know that they don't pay for their parking tickets?
Yes.
Do you know that?
I knew.
The number one name in the UK for a child is Muhammad.
That's correct.
Is that right?
Yes. Go and have a look at it. It is there. So The UK government and her people supported the emergence of Bosnia-Herzegovina from a predominantly Christian Orthodox Serbia and before that Yugoslavia. Yeah. They supported the emergence of Albania, also Muslim. And what's the other one again? There's Albania, there's Kosovo as well.
I mean, the US did too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They supported the freedoms of all the Arab countries away from the Ottoman Empire, Lawrence of Arabia or the rest of it. The British occupied Palestine and refused the right of passage. I read Leon Uris's book, Exodus. I don't know if you've ever read it before. I read it. How they refused Exodus to dock. I think it was in Haifa or so, by the British garrison there, saying no to them, that they can't come in. But you can quite easily go to the same Bible that you read all the time and see who owns the land. They can see it very clearly. Because there is something about humanity, I would say, that baffles me. You have before you all the available facts and evidence, and you consciously choose to ignore it. There's something wrong with that person. And also the British did. So it doesn't really surprise me at all. And I've said to them before that you have something against the children of God. Said to the British people. Of course they did. In Israel, they didn't want to go away. The British officers were within the Jordanian. In fact, the entire officer class of the Jordanian army that fought the Israel in the War of Independence, where people didn't know this, was staffed by British officers.
Really?
Yes, go and have a look. Go and have a look. The Jordanian army, go and have a look. They still lost anyway. Yeah. Now, the fact remains that we must be bold enough. America is the last bastion of hope. That is why sometimes Obama's administration, I wonder. I don't know what's going on.
I do too.
We must stand up and for some time do away with political. I can't stand political correctness. Do away with it for some minute and face the hard reality. If somebody has a problem that requires invasive surgery, you cut them open to get at the problem and then resolve it.
Right.
There is no need applying ointment or trying to be very nice to them when people are festering and dying on the inside. That is what he has to do. He needs to be decisive. The support for Israel is critical. It is critical. There is no way you can use human shield or launch attacks against a sovereign nation from the comfort of a, children's classroom and don't expect some measure of reprisal. When the Japanese attacked America, America responded. When Hitler attacked Britain, Churchill responded. You never allowed tyranny or terror to prevail. Why must other people be allowed to live under that? It's not possible. If you don't help us, we all sink in this one big gigantic cauldron of deceit and lies
and darkness
of course. Very important.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. What an eye-opening experience.
Thank you.
One of the things you
that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. What do you see? District Commissioner. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no. Do you now understand what you are fighting? We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. What do you see? District Commissioner. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no.
All right, we must continue, of course. I welcome you back once again. It is still Radio Biafra Sadek. We are live. We are direct. And of course, humanity is bearing us witness that we are preaching this gospel. Humanity is bearing us witness that we have been here. Because when we might have restored Biafra and when we might have gone, they will say, they were here. My goodness me. And that is why we do what we do, because we know that history is going to be kind to us. We know that history is going to judge us well. That is why we do what we do. Now, I tell you what is going to happen. It is 10 o'clock already, top of the hour here in Johannesburg. Of course, it should be 9 a.m. on the dot in Biafra land. Wherever you are, it should be top of the hour. And of course, we will proceed in earnest, because I want to open the line to get you to call in so that we can deliberate. Because if there's anything we do here on this platform they call Radio Biafra, we get Biafrans talking, and that is what we are going to do this morning. But let me tell you what I want us to do. We're going to do two things. Like I told you, today is Heritage Day here in South Africa. They are remembering their culture. They are remembering their heritage. They are remembering their history. It is called Heritage. As a matter of fact, sorry about that. Tomorrow is Heritage Day. I said today because the kids are going to school with their native attire today. But tomorrow officially is public holiday. And what are they doing? Just to remember who they are. So let's have fun with this. When I open the lines, I want you to call me. Tell me three things that comes to mind. Tell me three things that comes to mind with your culture. Three things you remember about your culture. Three significant culture you have where you come from. I come from Olo, I come from Omowa, and we have culture. It's true we are all Biafrans. It's true we might be all Urobo, all Isekiri, all Igbos, all Akwa Ibomites, all Ijos, and what have you. But remember, we have different cultures still. And we have the culture as well that unites all of us. So what I want you to do for me this morning, I'm interested, I'm curious to know what makes you tick. What is so special about where you come from? Say you come from Ozobolo. You come here and tell me, in Ozobolo, this three thing stands out about my culture in Ozobolo. Or you come from Owerri. You tell me, this is what makes me an Owerri. If you come from Akwa Ibom, you tell me this three things stands out about our culture in Akwa Ibom. Or you come from Anambra, tell me what is cooking, what stands out where you come from in Anambra. If you come from Imo, you do the same. Wherever you come from, Biafra land, Abakaliki, Nsukka, it does not matter. Now, I beg your pardon, forgive me when I say Imo.
Anambra. I'm actually generalizing. I shouldn't say Imo and Anambra because Imo is a marginalization of people. Anambra is a marginalization of people. I don't mean Imo, Anambra. I mean your town where you come from. Ozobolo, Newi. Do you understand? Ozowani, Nsoka, Ibweze, Abakaliki, my goodness me, Owerri, Aba, Ngwa. What makes you think where you come from? In Urobo, I believe they have different towns. In Isekiri, the same thing applies. So tell me what makes you think where you come from. I am also going to tell you what stands out for me. 3 things that stands out for me where I come from in Omowa, and what are our culture. That is number 1. Then number 2, I'm going to read you a press release. First of all, you tell me about your culture. And then secondly, I need your input on that press release. This is what we're going to do this morning. And that is how we are going to have fun. Because it is Radio Biafra Sadek. We are the people of the East, for goodness sake. And we must continue. We must proceed. Let me read this press release for you, and then I will open our lines this morning. It is an important press release, very, very important, and it is important as well that I read them out for you to get your opinion, to know what you think about it. You've heard from our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu about command and control. I don't need to go more into that details because you've heard it from the horse's mouth. You've heard it from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I will keep on playing it, and I will keep on repeating it, and I will keep on re-emphasizing on it. All right, let's continue. Let me read out this press release. It is a press release from the indigenous people of Biafra. IPOB threatens 1 month total lockdown. Let's see why IPOB is threatening 1 month total lockdown. There have to be a reason. Let's see what the reasons are. Now, this is IPOB press release. It was published on the Biafran Post, of course, on September the 22nd, 2021, which was yesterday. The attention of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by our great prophet and liberator of our time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been drawn to the plot by the Nigerian government and her DSS in Abuja not to produce our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to court on the 21st of October 2021. The date he is due to appear in court to start his case. The federal government of Nigeria has again perfected plans not to bring him to court on that day. Their wicked plan is to perpetually keep him behind bars without trial to see if they can demoralize him and Biafrans, but they are too late. If the federal government refuses to bring him to court in his next court appearance, which is the 21st of October 2021, the entire Biafra land will be on total lockdown, key and chain, for 1 good month. The federal government will know, that they cannot take us for granted. Any move, our peaceful Okay, let me get this right. The federal government will know that they cannot take us for granted. Any move, our peaceful disposition as a people should not be misquoted as weakness. Nigeria cannot incarcerate our leader illegally and expect things to be normal again. If by October the 21st, Kanu is not brought to court, Nigeria will know that Kanu commands the unflinching loyalty of over 60 million Biafrans, home and in diaspora. My goodness me. By keeping our leader out of circulation, his health will be in jeopardy, and we won't allow this. The Fulani-controlled Nigeria government must tell us why it will choose to disobey court order and expect citizens to watch like conquered slaves. They are busy granting amnesty to terrorists and bandits, killing soldiers and citizens, but keeping peaceful agitators in perpetual detention. Their plan is to suppress agitation and force everyone into submission, but Biafrans won't succumb to their intimidation. We are a different people. Their plan is to silence agitation for freedom as championed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho, so that the Fulani from across Africa will overrun Nigeria. They can't conquer Biafrans' land as they have conquered Hausa and other indigenous tribes in Nigeria. And this press release, of course, came from Comrade Ima Powerful. He is the publicity secretary for IPOB. So there you have it. This is what is cooking in the pot. And of course, it is all left for the federal government of the Zoological Republic to do the needful. If they don't do the needful, of course, you know what's up. So I will take a quick break. Don't forget, you have to tell me 3 things that stands out about your culture. 3 things that when you remember, you miss your culture, where you come from. 3 things that you remember. If you are in diaspora, you want to go back home because it is your culture. It is your identity. It is who you are. When you have told me those 3 things, then you can give
came to Black Gold Kingdom. With their demons, they chain our freedom. We took fortitude for all the pains we passed through. The era of slavery to date bondage. General Dumegu Dikio Juku, greatest in charge of all time, retired but never get tired of the struggle he took. Prophet Nnamdi is anointed with the struggle. More nothing to lose. Let the era of IPO be burned till they're all gone to see them no more. Back in the days when I was blind like you, struggling for better days hope. Used to hide from cops to smoke in the cemetery with my infantry friend dying, conspiracy, insurgency. Now time is necessary to pray with my brethren in the territory, for the nation of Biafra must be restored, for our enemies don't deserve the Lord, for so many scores execute war. The holy language Ishmael lineage understood is shedding of blood. Soon the angels saw we descend on Babylonia, and their reign of bastard saboteurs trying to be heroes, but they're going down zeros. IPO became with unused skills, broke the code on the globe like virus on control. You don't even know who spoke and poke out your indigenous people already say no to ethanol and tobacco. White men blood. Our soul have reconciled with our God for the Biafran exodus. For IPOB don't go for illegal money when their brothers' eye closed like those hanging out late night like ghosts with useless hope waiting for brown envelope to kiss your brother's souls. Like when the Biafran fighting Cold War, white Britain shipping Biafran black gold. Ohanese indeed, but mine is dynamic. You will never know who love you the most, and that's why many made wrong choice when presenting them roles. We are untouchable, unstoppable, unseparable folks. We must cross to our promised land of blessing and riches. You can die, rest in pieces, you snitches. Saved by the indigenous witches, for we got the key. Time has come that the land soil will reject you all and your dead bodies. We believe on nobody but Tetragrammaton, for this is the end of Islamic Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It's become the throne of demons since the amalgamation. All the families have soldiered up on the Papa Green land, on Black Boot and Tools. Don't you skill soldier up ever ready to go, for they've wake up dead people from sleep of no return till we get it done. Like a revenge of America of September 11, when God of Israel had a departed soul petition from heaven. So shall he digest it through the hardcore Biafran squad.
And where they treat us like a stranger in a fatherland. In a good day, calling on the global world. Mr. Where they treat us like a stranger in a fatherland. In a good day, calling on the global world.
We suffer multicultural slavery, full ownership to the new world. Britain came in, the game changed, more horrible. Introducing Biafra to ethanol, alcohol, damaged by the system, and tobacco, nicotine causing cancer. Biafra nation was established by Lord Afra, 8500 BC. And Britain came in to destroy our ecosystem kingdom. Lord Lugard could kill our fathers to amalgamate us with Nigeria contraction to be Muslim since 1914. 1929, killing of Aba women riot. For so long they have been killing Biafrans till date. Britain brought MS jets to deceive. All they done for us, don't to trace our origin back. They don't give a fuck about our hurt, rather value Biafran world. Don't bomb babies, we're beheaded, lynched in the street, set ablaze in their homes. Children taken from school and executed with impunity. And guess we're taken from their schools to leprosy. And other people with other diseases keep raping them. Beheaded pregnant women were chipped to death, and their unborn babies taken out of their stomach and killed as well. Men and children of all ages were thrown into the well of less bread, steady screaming, crying for help. The rest of the world act deaf. The British and Nigerian government feel up dead at the 40 food with heavy stones. Some were forced to eat fishes and drink urine with no hope. They bombed civilians in the hospitals, markets, churches, and at their homes. Biafra homeland became a rain of skulls and bones. The ever worst war crime in the whole world after the Jewish Holocaust. Still the blood wasn't enough for the beast warmongers. British sent troops with warplane mortars, grenades, executing innocent blood of Ayakorom in brutal council. Currently 4 weeks Buhari integrated, he used helicopter and napalm bomb Akwa Ibom coast, using AK-47 war guns, shooting Calabar people in the night. All Nigerian armed forces execute IPOB in Aba, in Iwacha, in Onisha, main bridge in Ipob. Abakaliki, Doma land never be exceptional. Terrorize and execute many communities in Enugu. 30th May Memorial Day of Fallen Heroes, Tom Bloody. They broke into the churches with no respect to God, start arresting and executing people, raping Biafra women, using Boko Haram trained by Saudi Arabia among their 84 terrorist group. And America did nothing at all. So many unforgiven sin till thy kingdom come. We will never forget this till thy kingdom come. For the properties the seas giving us 20 pounds after warfare. For the welfare of our world, they ripped in pieces, sending us to open new market in the forest with 20 pounds. Now you call it Alaba International Market. An updated Britain who were past and present against Biafra succeeded. Now fought and gotten India succeed from European Union. America said who support freedom of speech only on the lips to black people. Biafran came looking for freedom. We realized American Britain kingdom are ruled by incarnates of demons. No surprise America gave the logic to those behind the scopic who make the mechanic blood execution of skulls of 967 unique people. I know many won't understand it, like magic from aquatic. Take and listen to one of my speech brethren. Don't make it so fair, stop corporate news lying to you and your children. Do you ever thought how Islam came into existence? Do you ever thought how Islam came into the place you are living? Do your memory ever connect to how your grandfather's religion was raised? Execute many black skulls before imposing Islam into African region. Out of fear, many souls were submissive to Islam religion. So many souls Muslim rule. Got people real fool about it, referring your system Islam religion. It's ever lied told before that Islam is a peaceful religion. This is a paradox they used to creep with talking and to see Africa as a land of monkey to mockery. My papa told me Biafran story, so shall I tell my unborn kids about the worry. Watching Biafra documentary issue, reminiscing tears as the years took ever gone. It's over if you don't believe worship a tetragrammaton. You don't deserve to sleep with Biafra Kakadonis. For the Biafran till we're gone.
For liberation, do you now understand what we are fighting? We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. Not DC district commissioner. Take him up. Do you now understand? understand what we are fighting for. We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. Not DC, District Commission. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no.
A wise man once told me it will take you 60 years to penetrate the current structure of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And it will take you another 150 years to shake up its foundation. It did not stop there. Now listen. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is too strong like a hammer to be divided. Its foundation was built on the solid rock that is Elohim. If you are one of those nursing on how to pull down the structures or foundations of IPOB, honestly, you have a very long way to go. And good luck. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is the largest master movement in the whole wide world.
Anna, hai fatto la spesa da Carrefour?
Eh sì, avevi ragione, c'è la migliore qualità ed è sempre più conveniente.
Nel Carrefour Hypermarket aderenti online, tanti prodotti al 50%. Fino al 27 settembre, detersivo lavatrice liquido di Xan, 3 flaconi da
They are remembering their culture as a people. They are remembering, of course, what makes them unique and what makes them, you know, a nation. And that is why they call it a Heritage Day. And today, of course, this morning, I want to discuss a topic that is very, very important. A topic that is very pertinent to us. A topic that is so close to our heart. But before I do that, permit me once again to welcome you if you are just joining us right now. If you are listening to us on Facebook Live, I want you to please begin to share the broadcast, begin to invite your friends, invite your enemies, because it is Radio Biafra, and on this platform is where we worship Elohim. This is Radio Biafra, for goodness sake, and of course it is a platform and a place to be. My name's once again Mazi Onoha. Of course, I am the servant of the people of Biafra. I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in my own capacity as a servant servant of the people. Therefore, please, I welcome you. It is a warm good morning from me, all the way from Johannesburg. And of course, from Johannesburg, we are reaching humanity across the four corners of the earth. All right. Welcome once again. We must continue. We must continue. Very, very important that we move so fast, because I am going to open our line very, very soon, because we are going to talk about something. We are going to talk on a topic. That's right. But before we do that, before we talk about this topic, I would like to welcome you officially. And I would like to give more time that people will join us from all across the earth, wherever you are. It does not matter where you are. It is Radio Biafra. For goodness sake, it is the first, and of course, it is the last. So let's proceed. And of course, we will be back shortly.
My people, listen. I am that I am. I will bless whoever blessed you, and I will curse whoever cursed you. War against the kingdom of darkness that stands against God's people of Biafra. The more you try to stop us in this united movement, the more we unite with more great people, and more real brave people keep multiplying up. Revolutionary blast the Babylonians, for the Biafrans came from Israelite. Tell us how this Ababa came from. Destroy the invention. Make sure you destroy every being that stands as obstruction. Damn the demonic tenants hiding under the umbrella of American and British world power. The blasphemous. Babylonians surprised how we survived the strike of 1967. Bomb bullet the project is hardcore Biafran striving for heaven with psychological object. You can't stop the revolutionary strive. The media lie from generation to generation just to fly, but we bring you down with the Biafran necktie. Testify, bonify, fortify. Biafra rose with the deuce to blow. We've beyond perspective points, consuming so many history books. As the years took for us to trace the truth to the roots, they used to roost the home of the brave. Cause we were blinded with white men lies they imposed on our region. We were civilized with the Jewish religion before the white men disease came to Black Gold Kingdom. With their demons they chain our freedom. We took fortitude for all the pains we passed through. The era of slavery to date bondage. General Dumegu Dike Ojukwu, greatest in charge of all time, retired but never get tired of the struggle he took. Prophet Nnamdi is anointed with the struggle. More nothing to lose. Let the era of IPO be burned till they're all gone to see them no more. Back in the days when I was blind like you, struggling for better days hope. Used to hide from cops to smoke in the cemetery, with my infantry friend dying in conspiracy insurgency. Now time is necessary to pray with my brethren in the territory, for the nation of Biafra must be restored. For our enemies don't deserve the love. For so many scores execute war. The holy language Ishmael lineage understood is shedding of blood. Soon the angels saw we descend on Babylonia, and their reign of bastard saboteurs trying to be heroes, but they're going down zeros. IPO became with unused skills, broke the code on the globe like virus on control. You don't even know. We spoke and poke out your indigenous people already say no to ethanol and tobacco. White men blood. Our soul have reconciled with our God for the Biafran exodus. For IPOB don't go for illegal money when their brothers eye closed like those hanging out late night like ghosts with useless hope waiting for brown envelope to kiss your brother's souls. Like when the Biafran fighting Cold War, white Britain shipping Biafran black gold. Or Juanese indeed, but mine is dynamic. You will never know who love you the most, and that's why many made wrong choice when presenting them roles. We are untouchable, unstoppable, unseparable folks. We must cross to our promised land of blessing and riches. You can die, rest in pieces, you snitches. Saved by the indigenous witches, for we got the key. Time has come that the land soil will reject you all and your dead bodies. We believe on nobody but Tetragrammaton, for this is the end of Islamic Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It's become the throne of demons since the amalgamation. All the families have soldiered up on the Papa Green land, on Black Boot and Tools. Don't you skill soldier up ever ready to go, for they've wake up dead people from sleep of no return till we get it done. Like a revenge of America of September 11, when God of Israel had a dependent soul petition from heaven. So shall he digest it through the hardcore Biafra squad.
The way they treat us like a stranger in a fatherland. No good, calling on the global world. where they treat us like a stranger in a foreign land. Calling on the global world.
We suffer multicultural slavery, full ownership to the new world. Britain came in, the game changed, more horrible. Introducing Biafra to ethanol, alcohol damaged by the system, and tobacco, nicotine causing cancer. Biafra nation was established by Lord Afra, 8500 BC. And Britain came in, destroy our ecosystem kingdom. Lord Lugard could kill our fathers to amalgamate us with Nigeria contraction to be Muslim since 1914. 1929, killing of Aba women riot. For so long they have been killing Biafrans to date. Britain brought MSTs to deceive. All they done for us, don't to trace our origin back. They don't give a fuck about our hurt, rather value Biafran word. Don't bomb babies, we're beheaded, lynched in the street, set ablaze in their homes. Children taken from school and executed with impunity. And guess we're taken from their schools to leprosy. And other people with other diseases keep raping them. Beheaded pregnant women were chipped to death, and their unborn babies taken out of their stomach and killed as well. Men and children of all ages were thrown into the well of less bread, steady screaming, crying for help. The rest of the world act deaf. The British and Nigerian government feel up dead to flood food with heavy stones. Some were forced to eat feces and drink urine with no hope. They bombed civilians in the hospitals, markets, churches, and at their homes. Biafra homeland became a rain of skulls and bones. The ever worst war crime in the whole world after the Jewish Holocaust. Still the blood wasn't enough for the beast warmongers. British sent troops with warplane mortars, grenades, executing innocent blood of Ayakarom in brutal council. Currently 4 weeks Buhari integrated. He used helicopter and napalm bomb Akwa Ibom coast, using AK-47 war guns, shooting Calabar people in the night. All Nigerian armed forces execute IPOB in Aba, in Oiwacha, in Onisha, main bridge in Ipob. Abakaliki, Doma land never be exceptional. Terrorize and execute many communities in Enugu. 30th May Memorial Day of Fallen Heroes, done bloody. They broke into the churches with no respect to God. Start arresting and executing people, raping Biafra women. Using Boko Haram trained by Saudi Arabia among their 84 terrorist group. And America did nothing at all. So many unforgiven sin till thy kingdom come. We will never forget this till thy kingdom come. For the properties the seas, giving us 20 pounds. After warfare, for the welfare of our world, they ripped in pieces. Sending us to open new market in the forest with 20 pounds. Now you call it Alaba International Market. An updated Britain who were past and present against Biafra seceded. Now fought and gotten India succeed from European Union. American state who support freedom of speech only on the lips to black people. Biafra came looking for freedom. We realize American Britain kingdom are ruled by incarnates of demons. No surprise America give the logic to those behind the scopic who make the mechanic plot execution of skulls of 967 unique people. I know many won't understand it, like magic from aquatic. Take a listen to one of my speech brethren. Don't make it so fast, stop corporate news lying to you and your children. Do you ever thought how Islam came into existence? Do you ever thought how Islam came into the place you are living? Do your memory ever connect to how your grandfather's religion was raised? They execute many black skulls before imposing Islam into African region. Out of fear, many souls were submissive to Islam religion. So many souls Muslim rule. Got people real fool about it, referring your system Islam religion. It's ever lied told before that Islam is a peaceful religion. This is a paradox they used to creepy talking and to see Africa as a land of monkey to mockery. My papa told me Biafran story, so shall I tell my own bonkies about the worry. Watching Biafra documentary issue, reminiscing tears as the years took. Ever gone, it's over if you don't believe worship potential grammaton. You don't deserve to sleep with Biafra catacombs. For the Biafran till we gone.
For liberation, do you now understand what we are fighting? We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, But in terms of how we are structured, it is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. Not this district commissioner. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no. Do you now understand what we are fighting? We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization. Not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. Not this district commission. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no.
A wise man once told me, it will take you 60 years to penetrate the current structure of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And it will take you another 150 years to shake up its foundation. It did not stop there. Now listen. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is too strong like a hammer to be divided. Its foundation was built on the solid rock that is Elohim. If you are one of those nursing on how to pull down the structures or foundations of IPOB, honestly, you have a very long way to go. And good luck. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is the largest monster movement in the whole wide world.
Anna, hai fatto la spesa da Carrefour?
Eh sì, avevi ragione, c'è la migliore qualità ed è sempre più conveniente.
Nel Carrefour Hypermarket aderenti online, tanti prodotti al 50%. Fino al 27 settembre, detersivo lavatrice liquido di Xan, 3 flaconi da 24 lavaggi l'uno, a soli €7,69. Carrefour, tutti meritiamo il meglio.
That's right. We are going to take a break from all this stress and all this hustle, and we are going to have fun. Today in South Africa, Johannesburg, to be precise, they are having what you call Heritage Day. They are having Heritage Day. And then, of course, I thought to myself, wow, what a country. They are remembering their culture as a people. They are remembering, of course, what makes them unique and what makes them, you know, a nation. And that is why they call it a Heritage Day. And today, of course, this morning, I want to discuss a topic that is very, very important. A topic that is very pertinent to us. A topic that is so close to our heart. But before I do that, permit me once again to welcome you if you are just joining us right now. If you are listening to us on Facebook Live, I want you to please begin to share the broadcast, begin to invite your friends, invite your enemies, because it is Radio Biafra, and on this platform is where we worship Elohim. This is Radio Biafra, for goodness sake, and of course it is a platform and a place to be. My name's once again Mazi Onoha. Of course, I am the servant of the people of Biafra. I serve the indigenous people of Biafra in my own capacity as a servant of the people. Therefore, please, I welcome you. It is a warm good morning from me, all the way from Johannesburg. And of course, from Johannesburg, we are reaching humanity across the four corners of the earth. All right. Welcome once again. We must continue. We must continue. Very, very important that we move so fast, because I am going to open our line very, very soon, because we are going to talk about something. We are going to talk on a topic. That's right. But before we do that, before we talk about this topic, I would like to welcome you officially. And I would like to give more time that people will join us from all across the earth, wherever you are. It does not matter where you are. It is Radio Biafra. For goodness sake, it is the first, and of course, it is the last. So let's proceed. And of course, we will be back shortly.
My people, listen. I am that I am. I will bless whoever blessed you, and I will curse whoever cursed you. War against the kingdom of darkness that stands against God's people of Biafra. The more you try to stop us in this united movement, the more we unite with more great people, and more real brave people keep multiplying up. Revolutionary blast the Babylonians, for the Biafra came from Israelite. Tell us how this Ababa came from. Destroy the invention. Make sure you destroy every being that stands as obstruction. Damn the demonic tenants hiding under the umbrella of American and British world power. The blasphemous. Babylonian surprise how we survived the strike of 1967. Bomb bullet the project is hardcore Biafran striving for heaven with psychological object. You can't stop the revolutionary strive. The media life from generation to generation just to fly, but we bring you down with the Biafran necktie. Testify, bonify, fortify, Biafra rose with the deuce to blow. With beyond perspective points consuming so many history books. As the years took for us to trace the truth to the roots, they used to lose the home of the brave. Cause we were blinded with white men lies they imposed on our region. We were civilized with the Jewish religion before the white man disease came to black gold kingdom. With their demons they chain our freedom. We took fortitude for all the pains we passed through. The era of slavery to date bondage. General Dumegu Dikio Juku, greatest in charge of all time, retired but never get tired of the struggle he took. Prophet Nnamdi is anointed with the struggle. More nothing to lose. Let the era of IPO be burned till they're all gone to see them no more. Back in the days when I was blind like you, struggling for better days hope. Used to hide from cops to smoke in the cemetery with my infantry friend dying in conspiracy insurgency. Now time is necessary to pray with my brethren in the territory, for the nation of Biafra must be restored. For our enemies don't deserve the Lord, for so many scores execute raw. The holy language Ishmael lineage understood is shedding of blood. Soon the angels saw will descend on Babylonia, and their reign of master saboteurs trying to be heroes, but they're going down zeros. IPO became with unused skills, broke the code on the globe like virus on control. You don't even know. We spoke and poke out your indigenous people already say no to ethanol and tobacco. White men blood. Our soul have reconciled with our God for the Biafran exodus. For IPOB don't go for illegal money when their brothers' eye closed like those hanging out late night like ghosts with useless hope, waiting for brown envelope to kiss your brother's souls. Like when the Biafran fighting Cold War, white Britain shipping Biafran black gold. Or Nnamdi, but mine is dynamic. You will never know who love you the most. And that's why many made wrong choice when presenting them roles. We are untouchable, unstoppable, unseparable folks. We must cross to our promised land of blessing and riches. You can die, rest in pieces, you snitches. Saved by the indigenous witches, for we got a key. Time has come that the land soil will reject you all and your dead bodies. We believe on nobody but Tetragrammaton. For this is the end of Islamic Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It's become the throne of demons since the amalgamation. All the families have soldiered up on the Papa Green land, on black boot and tools. Don't use skills, soldier up, ever ready to go. For they've wake up dead people from sleep of no return till we get it done. Like a revenge of America of September 11, when God of Israel had a departed soul petition from heaven. So shall he digest it through the hardcore Biafran squad.
And where they treat us like a stranger in a fatherland. In a good day, calling on the global world. Please not where they treat us like a stranger in a fatherland. In a good day, calling on the global world.
We suffer multicultural slavery, full ownership to the new world. Britain came in, the game changed, more horrible. Introducing Biafra to ethanol, alcohol, damaged by the system, and tobacco, nicotine causing cancer. Biafra nation was established by Lord Afra, 8500 BC. And Britain came in, destroy our ecosystem king. Lord Lugard will kill our fathers to amalgamate us with Nigeria contraction to be Muslim since 1914. 1929, killing of Aba women riot. For so long they have been killing Biafrans till date. Britain brought MSTs to deceive. All they done for us, don't to trace our origin back. They don't give a fuck about our hurt, rather value Biafran world. Don't bomb babies, we're beheaded, lynched in the street, set ablaze in their homes. Children taken from school and executed with impunity. And guess we're taken from their schools to leprosy. And other people with other diseases keep raping them. Beheaded pregnant women were chipped to death, and their unborn babies taken out of their stomach and killed as well. Men and children of all ages were thrown into the well of less bread, steady screaming, crying for help. The rest of the world act deaf. The Britain and Nigerian government feel up dead at the 40 food with heavy stones. Some were forced to eat feces and drink urine with no hope. They bombed civilians in the hospitals, market, churches, and at their homes. Biafra homeland became a rain of skulls and bones. The ever worst war crime in the whole world after the Jewish Holocaust. Still the blood wasn't enough for the beast warmongers. British sent troops with warplane mortars, grenades, executing innocent blood of Ayaka Rome in brutal council. Currently 4 weeks Buhari integrated. He used helicopter and napalm bomb Akwa Ibom coast, using AK-47 war guns, shooting Calabar people in the night. All Nigerian armed forces execute IPOB in Aba, in Iwacha, in Onisha, main bridge in Ipob. Abakaliki, Doma land never be exceptional. Terrorize and execute many communities in Enugu. 30th May Memorial Day of Fallen Heroes, done bloody. They broke into the churches with no respect to God. Start arresting and executing people, raping Biafran women. Using Boko Haram trained by Saudi Arabia among their 84 terrorist group. And America did nothing at all. So many unforgiven sin till thy kingdom come. We will never forget this till thy kingdom come. For the properties to seize, giving us 20 pounds after warfare. For the welfare of our world, they ripped in pieces, sending us to open new market in the forest with 20 pounds. Now you call it Alaba International Market. An updated Britain who were past and present against Biafra succeeded. Now fought and gotten India succeed from European Union. American state who support freedom of speech only on the lips to black people. Biafran came looking for freedom. We realized America and Britain kingdom are ruled by incarnates of demons. No surprise America gave the logic to those behind the scopic who make the mechanic plot execution of skulls of 967 unique people. I know many wouldn't understand it, like magic from aquatic. Take and listen to one of my speech brethren. Or make it so fair, stop corporate news lying to you and your children. Do you ever told how Islam came into existence? Do you ever told how Islam came into the place you are living? Do your memory ever connect to how your grandfather's religion was raised? Execute many black skulls before imposing Islam into African region. Out of fear, many souls were submissive to Islam religion. So many souls Muslim rule. Got people real fool about the referral system, Islam religion. It's ever lied told before that Islam is a peaceful religion. This is a paradox they use to creep and talking and to see Africa as a land of monkey to mockery. My papa told me Biafran story, so shall I tell my unborn kids about the worry. Watching Biafra documentary issue, reminiscing tears as the years took. Ever gone, it's over if you don't believe worship Tetragrammaton. You don't deserve to sleep with Biafra catacombs. For the Biafran till we gone.
struggle for liberation. Do you now understand what we are fighting? We must make it very, very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. What do you see? District commissioner. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no. Do you now understand what we are fighting? We must make it very clear that we are in a struggle for liberation. There is no democracy in a revolution. We are in a perpetual state of a revolution. There is no democracy. We are a quasi-military organization, not in terms of our outlook or pursuit of what we believe in, but in terms of how we are structured. It is called command and control. That is why we are the highest, the largest mass movement in the world. When Biafra comes, you can do all the democracy in your life that you want. There are a lot of things that we are doing that we cannot tell you. When we tell you sometimes, oh, but why are you telling us? You don't have to tell us. But when we don't tell you, you also complain. Oh, why haven't you told us? So we cannot win. If you take them up, they say, you know, Swabeke is the dead body of a white court mine those days. White colonialists. What do you see? District commission. Take him up, you say no. Bring him down, you say no.
A wise man once told me, it will take you 60 years to penetrate the current structure of IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra. And it will take you another 150 years to shake up its foundation. It did not stop there. Listen. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is too strong like a hammer to be divided. Its foundation was built on the solid rock that is Elohim. If you are one of those nursing on how to pull down the structures or foundations of IPOB, honestly, you have a very long way to go. And good luck. IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, is the largest monster movement in the whole wide world.
Anna, hai fatto la spesa da Carrefour.
Sì, avevi ragione.
We are soldiers of Biafra, in the name of Ethiopia. We should come to We are soldiers of Biafra, in the name of Ethiopia.
And they will always like to people will go for a cultural festival in Umesh. My village will be number one. We also have what we call a festival.
What is that? What is it again? What festival?
Cultural dance for the elders.
All right.
There are concours, the small one and the big one.
Okay.
Those groups are in different ways. And these people in their own dance, in their own dancing, people come and disturb each other.
All right, Mazi. Thank you very much.
Something that is unique, I want to tell you.
Please, let's summarize for me, Mazi. Summarize for me, because my time is up, and then I need to hand over to the next broadcaster. Yes, go ahead.
Even if it's one gallon, they're going to let the man, the person to they are going to forget.
All right.
Thank you. Coming to the last speaker said, I am not talking about President Kanu to court. What I was talking about total release because he has no case to answer. The man is innocent of what he
all right, Mazi. Thank you very much. Mazi, I have to go now. Our time is up. I have to take 2 more calls and then we close. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, my brother, for that input. Let me quickly go to Skype. I will take 2 calls now and then we bring this program to an end. Mazi, Wabuzo, you are on Skype. Please go ahead. Tell me about your culture. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Good morning from here.
NWACHINEKE.
Yeah, thank you. Some of my culture, my guy from one of my brother from Omaka have said.
Oh, you're from Omaka too.
About it, but no, not from America.
Okay,
from
all right.
America. I'm from America. So we have similar culture within that ISIS, but he didn't say the initial stage of that thing. The initial stage, what makes that Ogu palatable enough is that before within the May period of May, that's when the Ogu starting, when they starting the Ogu something. That period, the key fowls, they call it Meme Aranomo. They call it Meme Aranomo, the key fowl. Or those days when we are children, this way the elder men will kill the fowl, then we peel the feathers of the fowl and spray it around the house and everything will be flying with the air. So they will kill it, they cook this bread food, okwa, with all soya, so all your relations will be visiting each other. They will come together. Then from there, you know who is your sister, who is your relative, that maybe your uncle that live in another area, or your cousins that you cannot even go to bed with them. That's where you know all your relatives. Maybe the sister of your mother that was married to another person somewhere, or your brother that married. There's very close relation. So you know if all of you will gather together and know who is who.
Now I understand. Now I understand that name.
Yeah.
Aranomo, because you suck one breast. I love that.
Wait, this is the beginning of Ogu.
Unbelievable.
And one thing again about the Ogu is that within that period of from June, when the Ogu starts till August end, then no quarreling, no fighting. If you fight, they will come and take areas from you. You have to pay for quarreling and for fighting. There's no fighting and no quarreling. I know time is not in your side. I have a lot to say, but let me bridge it down. And that's what I want to say concerning the news, the thing you read today about a sit at home. This is to tell those making noise that this DOS have a very big plan.
Absolutely.
Who knows that they will have to say 1 month. Now you are preparing every 2 weeks, and I'll tell you 1 month. It's just enable you to prepare all these days so that when they will announce this 1 month, you will be totally prepared. Go your business now. Stop this Monday. You are doing what which is not authorized. Stop it and go your business. Prepare yourself. And this one says something. We should help our people down home. If you know you have somebody, please make sure that you support them with something so that they can be able to make this system successful. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi Wabozo, before you go, do you know why they cook the combination of okwa and oka? Do you know why they mix the two together?
I can't get exactly
All right.
why they mix it.
Let me tell you. Listen, okwa and oka is not a good combination. Let me tell you. I hate it. Okay, but now I found out from my grandmother that when you have a big family and okwa is always small, okwa is limited, so they will use oka to supplement it to make it bigger. Now we begin to think is the right combination. It's just because there are too many kids in the house. Thank you very much, Leo.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, we must continue. Of course, our time is up. Let me go take from our brother from Ghana, Obaze from Ghana, and then probably he will be the last caller this morning. Mazi Obase, tell me where you came from in Biafra land, and tell me 3 cultures that stands out for you as far as your place is concerned. Go ahead.
Is always small. Okwa is limited. So they will use make it bigger. Now we begin to think it's just because there are too many kids.
Mazi, can you hear me? Unbelievable. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. He is not hearing me, but I'm getting feedback of our radio next to him. Let me see if I can place him back on the line. It could be network issues. And let's see. Mazi Obazi, can you hear me?
Yes, good morning,
Yes, can you turn down your radio, please, or move away from it?
Yeah, it's off.
All right, go ahead, please. I need to know 3 things that stands out for you as far as your culture is concerned. Go ahead, please.
All right, I am from a place called Oduma in Enugu province in Biafra.
I know Oduma. Go ahead, please.
That's where I'm from. Unfortunately, I didn't grow up there, but there's something that stands out for me. One, in our marriage ceremony, one of the most important items you are asked to provide as a man is a certain species of rat. Some people around us, some other villages around us, they mock us with that.
What is it again? Can you please repeat that, Mazi?
Okay,
yes, I know, okay. Yes. What about it?
A certain species of it found in the bush.
Yes.
It's one of the most important items that you must provide during a marriage ceremony.
And it's being eaten, right?
Yes, it's been eaten.
Mazi, it is not only you. Where I come from as well, we call it okeo here, but that was those days while I was small. They go out there and they get it, and they what do you call it? They eat it as well. So I asked, why are you people eating this? They said, no, it was during the war. During Biafran war. Remember, there was no food. Anything in the bush is what? Meat. So that is how it started, and that is when it started. But it's not every of them, like you said. It's a specific species. Go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you. There's a particular species that has a lot of children. Anytime you go to their hole, you must find a child, and you must have like a baby rat for the want of the better word in that hole. So it is said that that particular species gives birth, so much. So because of that aspect of it, it is used in marriage ceremony to represent fertility. And it is one aspect of my culture that I will never forget. I don't know much, like I said, I didn't grow up there.
Yes, I understand.
But quickly, I also want to say something about
yes, please.
At home.
Quickly, and let's close.
Very quickly. It's about something I saw in one of the newspapers, the Zoo newspapers, The Punch. A statement issued by Ohanes and Dibo concerning sit at home. There is something they have systematically put in there, and if you don't pay attention, you will not know why they are doing that. Part of their statement says that since Nnamdi Kanu was a lot of voices representing him.
All right, Mazi, you're breaking now. Your line is breaking up. All right, Mazi, your line is breaking and I need to go. Your line is breaking. Please make it quicker for me. I need to go now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please make it quicker for me so that we can close. Our time is up.
All right, I'll just make it fast. So I said the Johannes Ndibo was saying that there are many voices representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they don't think that this one is coming from the one that represents him. And I want to just say that they are not in position to tell us how our house are. We are not divided. We know who is speaking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Never a time where there are many voices speaking for Nnamdi Kanu. So our people must take to divide us. That is the attention I just want to call.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing that up, Mazi. We know why they are saying that, because they know what they did. They know the moles they planted in our midst. That was their expectation, to divide us, to have many voices. But unfortunately, we always win because we're 7 steps ahead of the devil. We are 7 steps ahead of saboteurs within us. Of course, we must win. Thank you very much. All right, thank you, my brother, for that. And this is where we are going to leave it because of our time. It is indeed a revitalizing topic, of course, to know the culture of our people. Maybe sometime next time, when we have more opportunity and more time, we will discuss more on this issue. Very, very important to understand the dynamics of where we come from. Don't forget, if they don't bring our leader to court on the 21st of October, it's going to be 1 month lockdown. We will show them how serious and how fanatic we are about Biafra. All right, let's leave it there. My name is Mazi Onoha, and I want to thank you once again for coming through this morning. It is indeed a great one. We are going to go right now, and of course, we will be back again tomorrow. And of course, from me, from here, it is goodbye. And may Elohim bless Biafra.